Chapter 183. Shi Shujing rushed to the hospital and rushed into the consultation room, only to see Qin Baiyuan sitting there. His forehead was wrapped in gauze and his face was scratched a little. The nurse was applying medicine to his hand. She stopped in her tracks. Didn't you get into a car accident? Why are you here? The nurse called to inform me that you got into a car accident. It seems to be very serious. I did get into a car accident. That's it? That's not enough? What else do you want me to do? Do you want me to die or be crippled? Shi Shujing was speechless to the extreme. She had run all the way here and suffered a great shock. She had even prepared herself for the worst, but his injuries were only superficial wounds. You're crazy. After saying that, she turned around and left. Qin Baiyuan quickly got up and grabbed her, feeling a little pitiful. I got into a car accident and you're like this? You rushed here immediately because you were worried about me? Qin Baiyuan's eyes lit up, shining with the light of happiness. However, as if afraid of getting hurt, he was a little cautious and did not dare to have too high hopes. I thought you were going to die. Shi Shujing wanted to give him a tight slap and gritted her teeth. Is it fun to scare me like this? Who's scaring you? I really got into a car accident. Thinking of how she rushed in just now, Qin Baiyuan felt a little touched. You're very worried about me, aren't you? I'm worried about you, but you're playing with me. Shi Shujing was about to die from anger. When did I play with you? Qin Baiyuan blushed a little. I didn't know that the nurse would call you. Still pretending? You're the one who asked her to call me. You're really bored playing this kind of game. Do you think I want to get into a car accident? I've been worrying about you and that Simuchuan, so I didn't pay attention and got into a car accident. Even if I didn't break my arms and legs, I'm still injured. Not only did you not care about me, you even scolded me. Don't you have any compassion? Even if I do, I won't use it on people like you. It's better to pity a cat or a dog than to waste it on you. Have you ever heard of the story of the boy who cried wolf? I've been tricked by you once, there won't be a second time. The next time I receive a call about you being in trouble, I won't even answer it. After saying that, Shi Shujing struggled to break free from his hand and left without looking back. Looking at his empty palm, Shi Shujing's heart sank to the bottom. Watching this scene, the doctor sympathized with Qin Baiyuan. It was obvious that he had used such a method to obtain her care because he loved her. It was quite sad, but it was a pity that a woman's heart had changed. When her heart was no longer with you, no matter how much he tortured himself, he would not be able to make her heart ache. It would only make her more disgusted. Whatever he did was wrong. Shi Shujing rushed all the way out of the hospital, feeling that he was a complete fool. He was fooled by Qin Baiyuan and left Si Wenxin at that time. Now Shi Shujing regretted it so much that his intestines turned green. Thinking of Si Wenxin's disappointed expression just now, he did not have the face to go back to him. Anger gradually turned into sadness. Dejectedly he walked forward. Suddenly he saw a figure leaning there under the streetlight, smoking. She thought that she had seen wrongly, but how could she be wrong about that cold and caring man with such familiar eyes and the gentleness that had melted into her bones? Their eyes met, and Shi Shujing's eyes immediately turned red. In her cold and lonely life, he had moved her countless times, but never as strongly as this moment. Instantly, her eyes turned red, and she desperately threw herself into his arms and hugged him tightly. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, she apologized repeatedly, although no matter how many times she said sorry at this moment, it was not enough to express her apology. She could not describe how touched she was at this moment. Si Wenxin's hand that was holding the cigarette was still by his side. Sighing deeply, he could not do anything to her. Slowly he raised his hand and hugged her. His lips landed on the top of her head. For the first time in his life he fell in love with someone. For the first time in his life he tasted the feeling of being helpless. Although he was angry with her, he was still worried about her and waited here silently. In the end he did not say the words of heartache. At this moment the silent hug was his true feelings. After a long time. You've hurt my heart, so you have to compensate me. Okay. Let's take a bath together. Okay. Don't beg for mercy tonight. Okay. Don't abandon me for him in the future. Okay. Si Wenxin smiled with satisfaction. Lifting her chin, he kissed her gently. It was as soft as a butterfly trembling. He was so caring and cherishing, and his facial features were as gentle as a painting. The faint yellow light of the streetlight blended the two figures into one. Her slender body was in his arms. Si Wenxin and her fingers were interlocked, kissing her shoulder. Are you tired? Shi Shujing mumbled weakly as if he was facing a formidable enemy. Don't do it again or I'll die. How do you know that I still want it? Didn't we agree not to beg for mercy tonight? But I'm not like you. I've been squeezed dry by you. Outside the window it was raining heavily. Lightning flashed and thunder roared. Sensing that Shi Shujing's shoulder was trembling, Si Wenqin asked, "You're afraid of thunder?" "Yeah. I was very afraid when I was young. But with you by my side I'm not afraid of anything." Si Wenqin's fingers interlocked with hers even tighter. "Oh yes, I want to confess something to you. Tang Tang called me just now. I picked up the call and had a few words with her." "Oh? When did you become a little lion? So cute." "You're not angry? I'll pick up the call. What's there to be angry about? Compared to the yes man you used to be, I like you more when you're thorny. That's more personality. Aren't you afraid that you'll spoil her too much and become lawless? Women are meant to be spoiled. Even if you behave atrociously with me around, you can do as you please." "You said it yourself. Don't blame me if I behave atrociously in the future." "Compared to you behaving atrociously in the future, I prefer you riding on me." Shi Shujing blushed. "My waist hurts so much now. Let me help you rub it." "No way." Shi Shujing slapped the hairy hand away. "I hate it when you take advantage of me the most." "Hate it? You don't know how much I like it. You can't wait for me to take more." The hollowness in Si Wenqin's heart was also filled. He could not help but sigh. "I wish I could always be like this. Every night I can face you and sleep in my arms." "The sleep you're thinking of is not a normal sleep, right?" "Both. Hugging you makes me very satisfied. Even when I founded the Ocean Group, I was not as satisfied as I am now." Shi Shujing rested her head on his arm comfortably and closed her eyes like a cat. "You're the one who made me feel happiness that I've never felt before. Can you move in with me? It's very convenient to go to the hospital and blue sky. Experts say that cohabitation before marriage is not recommended. It's easy to get tired of it." "I won't." The hand around her waist tightened a little. "Shi Shujing, I'm serious. Move in with me." She opened her eyes and turned to look at him. In those persistent eyes she saw ardent expectations. However, he did not want to give her any pressure, so he suppressed it a little. It was undeniable that this suggestion made Shi Shujing's heart moved, but now is not the time. "I'm still married." Biting her lower lip, she found it difficult to reject. "Who in the Qin family can control you now? Don't you want to be with me every day? We'll cook together and sleep together. Don't you want that kind of life?" I really want," Shi Shujing answered anxiously. "That's my dream." "Then what are you waiting for? People who love each other cherish every minute and second that they spend together. I want to see you at all times, to be able to hug you like this, to want everything about you. You want me too, don't you? It's already been so long. How much longer do you want to drag it out? Of course, I don't want to give you any pressure. I just love you too much. I love you so much that I don't want to be apart from you for even a second. Just this once, don't think too much about others. Just think about us, okay?" How could Shi Shujing have the heart to reject such a sincere gaze? She knew that he had compromised for her way too many times. He had waited for her for far too long. She should also be brave for him for once. "Okay. I'll ask my father-in-law for a divorce tomorrow. Whether he agrees or not, I'll move in, okay? It's just that he treats me too well. At least I should let him know first. But I'm worried that something will happen and you won't be able to say it. No. I promise you it'll be tomorrow. No matter what happens, I'll tell him myself." Shi Shujing held his face, her eyes filled with heartache. "I've already made you pay too much for me and wait for too long. Since we've already confirmed our love for each other, I'll definitely be brave. No matter how many difficulties and dangers there are in front of me, I'll definitely walk with you." The next day, at the hospital, Shi Shujing had been busy ever since he entered Qin Yuning's ward in the morning. He hadn't rested for a moment. He leaned against the headboard and read a book, smiling gently. "Rest for a while. You should be tired." "I'm not tired. These things have to be done by myself in order to be at ease." "You've been working too hard recently. You have to take care of your mother and me. You've lost a lot of weight. My heart aches when I see you." Qin Yuning was in a good state of mind today as she joked. "I've always been thinking, why didn't I have a daughter back then? A daughter is a father's intimate little cotton-padded jacket, unlike Qin Baiyuan, who messes around all day and always causes trouble for me as if he wants to anger me to death. However, the heavens have treated me well. Although I don't have a considerate cotton-padded jacket, I have a considerate daughter-in-law who is even closer to me than my own daughter. Just thinking about it makes me happy. These words made Shi Shujing feel guilty. However, she understood that no matter how guilty she felt about the divorce, it was time to speak up. If she continued to drag it out, it would not be good for either of them. Every time she looked at Shi Shujing, Qin Yuning couldn't help but miss the past. She was really similar to Yan Zizhuang when he was young. Although he didn't marry her, his son had married her daughter, which could be considered a kind of compensation to him. He could often look at that similar face and reminisce about the past. You and your mother? It's really similar. Chapter 184. Shi Shujing did not think too deeply about it because he did not know their past. How did she bring up the divorce now? I've asked the doctor. Your condition has been quite good recently. In the end, I still can't escape fate. Everyone will die one day. Now, I don't care about it anymore. As long as you and Qin Baiyuan are fine, that's my biggest wish. Don't say that, you will definitely live to a ripe old age. Shi Shujing finished his work and closed the door. He sat beside Qin Yuning's bed and bit his lip. I have something to tell you. Seeing her embarrassed expression, Qin Yuning realized something and sat up straight. Go ahead, I'm listening. I want to divorce Qin Baiyuan. Shi Shujing finally said what he had been holding back in his heart. While he felt relaxed, he also felt uneasy. He did not know how Qin Yuning would respond. Could he accept it? Finally, he said the word, divorce, that he had been holding back in his heart for a long time. Shi Shujing felt relaxed and uneasy at the same time. He was not sure about Qin Yuning's attitude. In the ward there was silence. The hands on his knees were trembling and cold sweat broke out. In the past 3 years the two of them had broken up countless times, but it was always Qin Baiyuan who made a ruckus. This was the first time Shi Shujing had brought it up, which showed that she had made up her mind. In fact, Qin Yuning had already noticed it. She had always had something to say to him, but she had been holding it in because of his body. What was to come would always come. Therefore, Qin Yuning's reaction was very calm. Did that bastard Qin Baiyuan do something wrong to you again? No, it's not his fault. Don't speak up for him. He has done a lot of ridiculous things in the past few years. You're the only one who can tolerate him. I know it's not easy for you. People who have been repressed for a long time will explode one day. I understand. But he seems to have changed a little recently. Can't you give him another chance? It's really not his fault, it's mine. Shi Shujing bit his lips so hard that they turned pale. I fell in love with someone else. Qin Yuning paused. You mean, Mr. C? Shi Shujing did not say a word, tacitly agreeing. Actually, I was a little worried when you guys created the rumors last time. But because I trusted you, I didn't ask you. I was deceiving myself. Qin Baiyuan, that bastard, can't be compared to Mr. C. It's reasonable that you like him. The fact that he understood her like this only increased Shi Shujing's guilt. Dad, I'm sorry. It's my fault. You can scold me. When it comes to marriage, no one can judge whether it's right or wrong. If there's anything wrong, it's Qin Baiyuan's betrayal. Shi Shujing, I can understand you and I know that you are a good girl. It was Qin Baiyuan who let you down, but he is my son, and I will still be partial to him. If I apologize to you on his behalf, will you give him another chance? I tried, but I can't do it. The only solution now is a divorce. Do we really have to go that far? Qin Yuning frowned. Is there no room for compromise? Shi Shujing shook his head. Finally, Qin Yuning sighed heavily. Fine, you've already decided, what else can I say? I can only blame my son for not living up to expectations and not knowing how to cherish you. But Dad has one last request. Can you give Qin Baiyuan a little more time? 1 month or 2 months. It's not easy for him to pull himself together now. I want to wait for him to live up to expectations and be able to shoulder the heavy responsibility of Blue Sky before you guys divorce. But I don't want to drag it on any longer. He hardened his heart and said, I understand. My request is very selfish, but he's the only thing I care about before I die. Can I help Dad with this one last time? His sincere words made Shi Shujing unable to refuse. She never owed the Qin family anything, but she owed Qin Yuning too much. She could not refuse him when he was seriously ill, so she could only nod. All right. In the afternoon, when Qin Baiyuan came to the hospital, Qin Yuning kept a straight face at him. He was a little baffled. During this period of time, the relationship between father and son had obviously eased up. He did not know what happened to Qin Yuning, but it made him a little flustered. How are you and Shi Shujing recently? Qin Yuning asked. Qin Baiyuan hesitated for a moment and pretended to continue peeling the apple as he answered casually. Not bad. You're still lying to me? Yesterday she already mentioned the divorce to me. The sharp blade almost cut his hand. Qin Baiyuan raised his head and looked at him in shock. He could not believe it. Although what would come, he did not expect Shi Shujing to be so fast. His heart felt as if it had been hit by a heavy hammer, making it hard for him to breathe. Based on my understanding of her, she should have mentioned the divorce to you a long time ago. You also know who she is divorcing for. What do you think? I don't want a divorce. Didn't you say that you wanted a divorce? Why are you suddenly going back on your word now? I don't want to leave anyway. Qin Yun would rather be angry than fight. I've already said that Shi Shujing is a good girl. You don't know how to cherish her. Sooner or later you will regret it. Look, I was right. It's too late to regret it. What's the use of saying this now, Dad? She has always listened to you. Help me persuade her. I know I didn't do well in the past, but I'm slowly changing now. Can't she give me a chance? If my persuasion was useful, she wouldn't have told me directly. This means that she is determined to divorce. Then what should we do? Qin Baiyuan was extremely anxious. I've thought of everything, but she just doesn't agree. You ask me what to do. What can I think of? I can only say let her wait a little longer. Wait until you have the ability to take over Blue Sky before leaving. At most 1 or 2 months. You think of a way yourself. But her heart is already with that surname C. She hides from me every day. It's useless for me to curry favor with her. Qin Yuning understood this kind of helplessness too well. Back then he had also tried his best to pursue Yan Zizhuang, but Yan Zizhuang liked Shi Raofeng. All his efforts were like punches in the air, completely useless. That was why he hated Shi Raofeng so much. He didn't expect that more than 20 years later, the same tragedy would happen to his son again. This was truly the will of the heavens. Both father and son could not escape such misfortune. I can't answer your question. You have to think of a way yourself. There's not much time left. This is the last thing I can do for you. If she insists on getting a divorce in a month or 2, I can't continue to drag her down. Qin Baiyuan's heart sank into despair. His entire body was wrapped in despair, as if he was about to suffocate. However, he knew one thing very well. No matter how painful it was, he did not want to let go. Si Wenqin extended the meeting between the Ocean Group and Blue Sky for a week. Everyone present could clearly feel the change in his mood. Previously, his face had been gloomy and he was always absent-minded during the meeting. However, in the past 2 days he was clearly in a good mood. The corners of his mouth were constantly raised and he would joke from time to time. He looked like a man in love. Therefore, a lot of attention naturally fell on Shi Shujing. Although she hid her emotions very well, people could still feel a sweet aura from her occasional smile. Love was the most difficult thing to hide. Even if the corner of the mouth was suppressed, it would still come out from the corner of the eyes and the tip of the eyebrows. Both of their emotions were exactly the same, so naturally there were some clues. Moreover, when they occasionally made eye contact, she could tell that there was something fishy going on. After all, the way they looked at the person they liked was different, especially Si Wenqin, who did not bother to hide it. When he looked at Shi Shujing, his eyes seemed to be burning, and when Shi Shujing met his eyes, she would blush. Therefore, the so-called meeting was more like a date between 2 people, and he was just a foil, a cover. It really made women jealous. At the end of the day's meeting, everyone was discussing where to eat. Si Wenqin was still sitting in the big office chair with his legs crossed and a faint smile on his lips. He said seriously, "Manager Shi, stay for a while. I have a very important detail about the project to discuss with you." More than a dozen eyes fell on Shi Shujing at the same time. Their hearts jumped like a little deer, and they could barely maintain a straight face. Okay. When everyone had left, Si Wenqin's serious expression faded away. His eyes revealed a frivolous expression as he beckoned her over with his finger. "Come here." Shi Shujing had no choice but to take a few steps forward because of his rashness. "May I know what important detail it is?" Si Wenqin scrutinized her. "It's yesterday when you went to the construction site to measure. What color of underwear were you wearing?" Shi Shujing's face suddenly turned red and hurriedly looked behind her. Luckily, no one suddenly came in. Annoying. This is also a work-related question. Please answer me. Who cares about you? Shi Shujing threw a tantrum and wanted to turn around to leave, but Si Wenqin pulled her back and made her sit on his lap. Then he wrapped his arms around her waist, making her unable to move. Don't. What if someone suddenly came back and saw? So what if they saw? These 2 days they saw it clearly. Do you think they are blind? Si Wenchen hugged her shamelessly and refused to let go. He kept smelling her neck. Answer me, what color were you wearing? Blue and white or the black lace that I like? Shi Shujing had no choice but to answer helplessly after being pestered by him. Black lace. Good girl? He bit her ear. Buy more black ones. I like it when you wear it. Shi Shujing complained, but in her heart she was thinking that if she had time this weekend, she should buy 2 black ones. Oh yes, I've told Dad about the divorce. Really? Why would I lie to you? I told you yesterday, but I was afraid that you would be too proud, so I didn't tell you. Little vixen. Si Wenchen pinched her nose and was overjoyed. He knew too well what it meant for her to take this step. What did he say? He seemed to agree to the divorce, but asked me to wait for another month or 2, until Qin Baiyuan can take the responsibility of Blue Sky. This is just an excuse for him to delay you. Si Wenchen snorted. You really agreed? Chapter 185. He might say that now, but he might go back on his word in the future. Dad is not that kind of person. You're too naive. You always think that others treat you with sincerity, but that's not necessarily the case. There's no such thing as kindness for no reason. There's only conspiracy. So you're saying that there's a conspiracy for you to treat me well? Si Wenchen raised his eyebrows. That's right. My conspiracy is to win your heart. As he spoke, he grabbed her breasts, causing Shi Shujing to pout coquettishly. You're too naughty. Anyway, I've made my stance clear. I'll give him another month. I'm definitely going to divorce this marriage. Why don't you wait a little longer? I'm a black-hearted businessman, but I don't do unprofitable business. I can wait, but how are you going to compensate me? The evil in his eyes deepened as if he couldn't wait to have her right now. The little deer in Shi Shujing's heart was jumping up and down. At most, I'll agree to that condition. Shi Shujing knew that Si Wenchen was not someone to be trifled with. He would definitely ask for compensation, so she could only agree to his condition. I've said so many things. Which one are you talking about? Shi Shujing stammered shyly. Isn't it just a uniform? Sounds good, but I have to wear every single one of them. You're asking for a mile. You can refuse. I'm free this afternoon and I can go to the hospital or something. Shi Shujing rolled her eyes. This man was too cunning and despicable. I'll agree to it. When are you moving in? I've been busy recently. How about next week? I'll pick a good day. Si Wenchen's eyes glowed like a wolf's. You must keep your promise. For the convenience of work, Ocean Group specially prepared an office for Blue Sky's employees. Half of a week they worked in Ocean Group. After a day of meetings, Shi Shujing returned to the office to finish some work. Just as he was about to get off work, he suddenly heard people talking around him. Why is Chairman Qin here? Looking up, it really was Qin Baiyuan. He was holding a large bouquet of blue roses, which was extremely dazzling. Shi Shujing was now enraged as soon as he saw him. He didn't know what he was up to this time. However, he could not avoid trouble. Qin Baiyuan walked in a high-profile manner under the watchful eyes of everyone. So many pairs of eyes, including the employees of Ocean Group, were watching. For you. Do you like it? Qin Baiyuan's smile made many female employees faint, but Shi Shujing felt disgusted at the sight of it. He pretended not to hear it and continued to pack up. Qin Baiyuan didn't care. He walked up to her and kissed her on the cheek. Shi Shujing was shocked and quickly covered his face. In front of so many people he couldn't slap him. He suppressed his temper and lowered his voice. What are you doing? I'll pick you up from work. Today is our 40th wedding anniversary. Only he could think of that. For a whole 3 years he had been humiliated and betrayed by him. How could this be called changing just like that? A human's heart would die slowly. After it died, it couldn't be rekindled. She couldn't be bothered to argue with him on this topic. Looking to her right, her phone rang. She knew that it was Si Wenchen. Just when she was about to hang up, Qin Baiyuan snatched it over. What are you doing? Give me back my phone. Because he was driving with one hand, Shi Shujing didn't dare to snatch it from him. Qin Baiyuan glanced at her and picked it up. I'm her husband. But I think you should know that you've been watching her all this time, right? Are you King crazy? Why do you like to pester other people's wives? Is she still your wife? Cold sneer. As long as we're not divorced, she's still my wife. How dare you call her a third party? Shameless. You're the shameless one. I've been courteous to you because of her. Let her out of the car. Otherwise, you won't be able to bear the consequences. Are you trying to scare me? If you're really that powerful, bring it on. Let me tell you, this young master isn't afraid. Qin Baiyuan, Shi Shujing was so anxious that he wanted to scold someone. Today is my and my wife's anniversary. I don't want to ruin our mood because of a third party. Shi Shujing will be my wife for the rest of my life. Divorce? No way. Go and play with your balls. After saying that, he hung up the phone and threw it away. What are you doing? That's my phone. Shi Shujing's heart ached the most because of the photo he took with Si Wenqin. You're a lunatic. If I'm a lunatic, it's because you forced me to. Sit down properly or we'll die together. By the lake. The night was hazy and a candlelit dinner was ready. White candles were burning on silver candlesticks. The long Scottish tablecloth, the waiters standing respectfully at the side with red wine in their hands, and the musicians playing the piano. The atmosphere was romantic. But given Shi Shujing's terrible mood, he wasn't in the mood to appreciate these things. He was almost dragged over by Qin Baiyuan. After he sat down, he was still staring at him with a frown. Give me back my phone. If I threw it on the road, it would have been crushed. Who knows where it is? Qin Baiyuan shrugged indifferently. Since you're here, relax and enjoy the atmosphere tonight. He winked and the waiters poured 2 glasses of red wine. He held the goblet in his hand and gently swirled it. Through the scarlet liquid, he looked at the woman in front of him. Even though his face was taut, Qin Baiyuan was still mesmerized. It was as if he had been poisoned. Again and again he looked for abuse. It was painful, but he enjoyed it. Come have a drink. What do you want to do? For the anniversary. We're going to divorce. What's the point of doing this? I've made my decision to divorce very clear to you, and now I've also told my father. I know. Qin Baiyuan's heart was bleeding, but he pretended to be indifferent. He was desperate enough, and he didn't want to be more humble in front of her. I still have 1 or 2 months. Then you should focus more on the company. I do. These days I've been in the company. I just want to prove to you that I'm different from before. I'll mature, and I'll take on the responsibility of a man. I used to be a bastard, but now I've really thought it through. I'll turn over a new leaf. Shi Shujing didn't believe his words at all, and he sneered sarcastically. If that's the case, you wouldn't have smashed my phone just now. Deep down, you haven't changed at all. You think I haven't changed because you don't care about me at all, and you don't care about my feelings. I'm a man and I can't be indifferent to being deceived. He stole my wife. How should I treat him? No one stole your wife. It's you who didn't cherish her. It's me who fell in love with him. It has nothing to do with him. Forget it, I don't want to talk about this. I just want to have a good anniversary. Shi Shujing, I don't want to care about anything now. I don't want to care about anything. I just want to start over with you. I will make up for all the grievances I made you suffer in the past. As long as you give me a chance, you can torture me however you want. Qin Baiyuan's face was filled with urgency. He stared into her eyes without blinking as he enunciated each word clearly. From now on, I'll officially pursue you again. Just when Shi Shujing was about to refuse mercilessly, Qin Baiyuan's phone rang, and the secretary's anxious voice came. General Manager, there's a problem. The stocks under your name are falling crazily. What? His beautiful thick eyebrows frowned. He had smelled something, but he still asked. Did you find out who did it? It's Mr. C. As soon as the voice fell, a figure of Tsang Ong appeared in Qin Baiyuan's sight. It was so arrogant that it hurt his eyes. It's him again. As soon as Qin Baiyuan saw Si Wenqin, it was as if he saw the enemy who killed his father. His eyes were burning with anger. Chapter 186. In the light, Si Wenqin, dressed in a well-ironed suit, strolled over like an elegant cheetah. He stopped in front of the two, his face showing a kind of gentle toughness. Boss Qin, do you still like the anniversary gift I gave you? You've gone too far. Qin Baiyuan slammed the table and stood up. It was a heavy blow, as if the whole table was going to split in half under his palm. Playing dirty tricks on me behind my back, are you still a man? How can a man play dirty tricks in a business competition? Si Wenqin put one hand in his trouser pocket, picked up Shi Shujing's goblet, and slowly took a sip with a lip print. That's real ability, or do you think I'm playing house with you? You're courting death. Qin Baiyuan threw a punch, but Si Wenqin quickly dodged it, still with that calm posture. Isn't it our wedding anniversary? It's not nice to have a big fight. I'm a civilized man. If you want to fight, do it in the business world. Using violence is ungentlemanly. Seeing Qin Baiyuan so angry, Shi Shujing knew that Si Wenxin must have played some tricks behind his back to force him into a corner. He asked, "What did you do?" "Nothing, I just cleared a few stocks in his hands." He said it so easily that even though Qin Baiyuan was burning with anxiety, he could only force himself to calm down. "It's just a few stocks, only a few 100 million, I can afford it." "Hee hee, a few 100 million, it's not a lot. But you only have so much liquid capital left, and some of it is blue skies investment. If old Master Qin knew that you're such a spendthrift, do you think he'll have a heart attack? I advise you to go back and clean up the mess, maybe you can recover some losses." "You," Qin Baiyuan pointed at Si Wenxin's face and gritted his teeth. "I'll let you go today. I'll pay you back another day." As he spoke, he was about to drag Shi Shujing away, but Si Wenxin stopped him. "Today I won't let you take him away. If you insist, we'll slowly drag it out. Let's see how long you can last with your hundreds of millions. Don't go too far." Qin Baiyuan was so angry that his eyes turned green. "Shi Shujing is my wife. What's wrong with us spending our anniversary together? If you want to play, you've had enough. Return my woman to me." "You must be mistaken. What you two have is just a useless marriage certificate. I don't care at all. Shi Shujing has been my woman for a long time. In the past, now, and in the future she will always be my woman. My feelings for her are not just for fun." Si Wenxin wrapped his arms around Shi Shujing's shoulders and protected her in his arms. As if he was afraid that he wouldn't anger Qin Baiyuan to death, he kissed her forehead in front of him. Shi Shujing didn't dare to look at Qin Baiyuan's eyes, but she didn't struggle either. Qin Baiyuan clenched his fists so tightly that the veins on his arms looked like they would explode at any time. Si Wenxin was even more pleased with himself as he glanced at his watch. "That bit of money of yours can only last for half an hour at most. If you don't want to lose everything, hurry up and go back." "I'll remember this debt. I won't let it go just like that. Just you wait and see." Qin Baiyuan threw down these ruthless words and quickly left. The corner of Si Wenxin's mouth curled up as he asked, as if he was asking for credit, "Was your man handsome just now?" Shi Shujing didn't know what to say. He let go of her and sat down opposite her. He snapped his fingers to summon the waiter to remove all the things that Qin Baiyuan had used just now. He also threw away the flowers and rearranged the place. He elegantly crossed his long legs. At this moment, he was more pleased than if he had successfully negotiated a big project. "I thought you'd blame me for going overboard." "It's a little overboard, but Qin Baiyuan needs a beating. It's good to teach him a lesson. You're indeed my woman. You're becoming more and more like me. You're sensible and a little two-faced. I like it." Shi Shujing smiled. "Teaching him a lesson is one thing, but don't go overboard." "I know." Si Wenxin took a sip of red wine and said benevolently, "At least I'll leave him some money for his coffin. He won't have time to bother you for the next few days." "That's good. I'm really annoyed to death by him." "Then why are you still spending your anniversary with him?" Si Wenxin sounded a little jealous. "There are so many people watching. I can't back down now. Besides, I know you'll come to save me, so I'm not afraid." "Aha. Let's drink to our tacit understanding." "Cheers." The wine glasses clinked against each other, emitting a crisp sound. 5 minutes ago, Shi Shujing's mood was worlds apart from now. Just now he felt like he was in hell and every second was torture. But now, his heart was filled with sweetness. Just by looking at that handsome face he felt intoxicated. It was as if he was floating in the clouds and his whole body felt light. "The second toast is to celebrate our anniversary." Shi Shujing was amused. "Commemorate what?" "Let's unite against a common enemy to deal with the scumbag X." Shi Shujing tilted his head and the corners of his mouth curled up. "Sounds like it's worth celebrating. Cheers." Announcing his ownership on their anniversary turned into a romantic date for the two of them. Si Wenxin was in a good mood and drank a lot of wine. The wine didn't intoxicate him, but he was intoxicated. Looking at Shi Shujing under the lamp, he was exceptionally intoxicated. The musician played a beautiful piano piece. He got up and walked to her. He bent down and stretched out a hand in a gentlemanly manner. "Beautiful lady, can you do me the honor of dancing with me?" Shi Shujing placed the soft waltz into his hands, and the two of them began to dance gracefully, dancing an elegant waltz, forward, sideways and side by side. Shi Shujing's right foot brushed past her left foot, and she took a step sideways, tilted to the left and spun around as graceful as a butterfly. At this moment, the atmosphere was as romantic as a fairy tale. Every step felt like stepping on clouds. Shi Shujing's whole body was soft. His strong and warm chest exuded an intoxicating manly fragrance, making her feel at ease. She rested her head on his shoulder, and the two of them hugged in the open-air garden in the romantic atmosphere. She wanted to keep dancing like this and it would never end. Si Wenxin drank too much and got a DUI in the end. Shi Shujing struggled to carry him home. Slow down, we're home, watch your step. You're really something. Why did you drink so much? I'm happy. Happy. Si Wenxin blushed and shouted at the top of his lungs. Happy, Shi. Lower your voice. Don't disturb others' sleep. Sleep? Si Wenxin placed one hand on Shi Shujing's shoulder, and the other hand tore off his tie and threw it on the ground. He turned around and pinned her against the wall. He held her face in his hands, and his eyes were as passionate as a wolf's eyes. He was panting heavily. I just want to sleep with you, wife. When he was drunk, he was especially strong. Shi Shujing was pinned down and could not move. His body was weak and hot. Hey, let's take a shower first. I don't want to. Si Wenxin was a little childish. He admired her face with his burning eyes. He admired the blush on her face and the misty look in her eyes. There was a hint of seductive laziness in her. She was so beautiful and charming that he was enchanted. My wife is so beautiful. Si Wenxin smiled with satisfaction. He kissed her forehead and ears and kept on kissing her eardrums. Wife, what kind of poison did you give me? I feel terrible every day I don't eat you. I'm poisoned? Can you detoxify me? I feel terrible holding it in. Shi Shujing was scorched by his kiss, and her whole body was hot from head to toe. Her slender body could not support the weight and she could only cling to him. Don't be like this. Wenxin, call me husband. Wenxin, don't. Si Wenxin bit her ear and ordered in a low, hoarse voice. Call me husband, be good. Shi Shujing clenched her teeth, but she was not much better. Her whole body was hot from head to toe and her body kept twisting. She wanted to push him away, but at the same time she did not want to push him away. It felt wonderful to sink into it like this. It was as if her soul was out of control and she could not control it anymore. Call me husband. Si Wenxin's kiss became heavier and heavier. Finally, his lips landed on Shi Shujing's lips and he bit down hard. Be good, call me husband. I don't know. Shi Shujing was swept by the heat and was tightly wrapped up. Her heart was trembling and her face was hot and red. She could only cling to his shoulder and look at him helplessly, her eyes misty. Si Wenxin panted and let go of her lips. He pressed against her forehead, pinched her chin and gently coaxed her. Call me husband, baby. Bo. Husband. Shi Shujing finally could not stand it and called out shyly. Be good, wife. Si Wenxin was satisfied as if he had obtained the whole world. He carried her and pressed her against the wall. He pushed her clothes up and kissed her. Just like that, he loved her again and again. At 5 o'clock in the morning, the sky was just beginning to brighten. In the entire Blue Sky building, only the light in the general manager's office was still on. After a fierce battle for a whole night, Qin Baiyuan was exhausted and lying on his big office chair, looking at the screen. Last night he only recovered 40% of his losses. This was the first time he truly experienced Mr. C's ability. Mr. C only moved his fingers, but almost all the assets in his hands were destroyed. He used to overestimate himself or underestimate Mr. C, thinking that he would not lose to him. Now he understood that Mr. C disdained to make a move on him, and once Mr. C took action, he would not be able to resist. He felt sad for his incompetence. His ability was not as good as Mr. C's, and he lost to the woman he loved. The first ray of the morning sun pierced through the gray sky and pierced into Qin Baiyuan's eyes. A new day had arrived. Last night, when he was fighting desperately to save himself from the crisis, Shi Shujing was with him. After getting rid of him, the two must have had a wonderful night. Ah, how ironic. Looking at his haggard face on the screen, Qin Baiyuan smiled bitterly and sarcastically. You're such a poor guy. The relationship between Shi Shujing and Si Wenxin quickly warmed up in a few days. It seemed that the two people in love were not enough to stick together for 24 hours a day. Under Si Wenxin's urging, Shi Shujing decided to move in early. When he went home to pack his luggage, he met Yin Jingqi. Yin Jingqi had been in fear for the past few days, and her mental state was very bad. Shi Shujing clearly felt that she had aged a few years. Psychological pressure was often the most torturous. Chapter 187. She didn't even call out Mom. She only said, "I'm back," and was about to go upstairs, but Yin Jingqi chased after her. "Give me back the negatives of the photos." "No." Yin Jingqi looked as if she wanted to teach her a lesson. She was just short of scolding her like a shrew. "What exactly do you want? Tell me clearly. I made it very clear last time. I don't want anything. As long as you break off your relationship with Tang Nanli, the photos will not be exposed." "I've already ended it with him." "Really? But I don't believe it." I'm just feeling sorry for Dad. That's why I kept those photos. In fact, I'm not interested in your relationship at all," Shi Shujing said coldly. "I've already decided to divorce Qin Baiyuan. I've also told Dad. I'm back to pack my things and move out." "What? Divorce?" Yin Jingqi frowned. "Haven't you been looking forward to this day? Why are you pretending to be so shocked?" Shi Shujing sneered. "Can't bear to leave me? Don't flatter yourself. I can't wait for you to die every time I look at you. Shi Shujing, you're really powerful. Now that you've climbed up to Mr. C, you look down on our small family. Are you trying to become a phoenix?" Shi Shujing didn't want to argue with her, but seeing her jealous look, he couldn't help but retort. "Even if it's true, it's understandable. People want to climb higher. Everyone will choose Mr. C. What do you think our Qin Baiyuan is? You're just a stepping stone? You said that I'm disgusting, but didn't you still betray me? At least I didn't have those photos taken in bed. That's the difference. If I can do it, I'll admit it. I'll initiate a divorce. Can you? Are you willing to part with the Qin family's money?" Yin Jingqi was so angry that she almost fainted. What about me?" Shi Shujing felt that her anger had been vented and she was extremely delighted. "You're right. Now that I have a backer, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm no longer the Shi Shujing who was bullied by you and had to swallow his anger. If you don't want your true face to be exposed, don't provoke me." After saying that, he shook off Yin Jingqi's hand and went upstairs. Shi Shujing didn't have much luggage, so it only took him half an hour to finish packing. She looked around the room that she had lived in for more than 3 years. Everything was so familiar, but she did not miss it at all. Instead, she was very happy that she could escape from this ice house of despair. The wedding photo of her and Qin Baiyuan was still hanging on the wall. For so many nights, only this photo could bring her warmth, but now it had become a great irony. She took down the wedding photo and placed it with her back to the wall. The door was forcefully pushed open and Qin Baiyuan, who reeked of alcohol, appeared behind the door. He stood leaning against the wall, his footsteps weak and his clothes messy. Shi Shujing glanced at him indifferently as if he was just a stranger and continued to pack. Qin Baiyuan looked at her with red eyes. "Going on a business trip again?" "No. Moving out." "What? Move out? What?" Qin Baiyuan was stunned as if he couldn't accept this huge blow. Shi Shujing tidied up the skincare products on the table. "Don't you already know?" "Still asking why?" "Since we've decided to divorce, there's no reason for me to continue living here." "But we haven't divorced yet." Qin Baiyuan staggered over, his eyes turning red and bloodshot. "There's still more than a month. You can't stand it either?" "Yes, I can't." "Where are you moving to? Living with that C guy?" "Yes." Even though she knew it was heartless to say this, Shi Shujing didn't want to lie to him. Since she was cruel, she might as well be completely cruel and not leave any hope. She wanted him to treat her as a shameless woman and hate her completely. It was better than having a broken lotus root and pestering him endlessly. "I won't allow it. I won't allow you to move out." Qin Baiyuan snatched the things from her hands and threw them aside. "Don't touch my things." He threw the packed clothes outside and Shi Shujing tried to hold him back. "Qin Baiyuan, don't be like this. That's mine. Don't go. Don't go." Qin Baiyuan took out all the things in the suitcase and threw it aside. "I won't allow you to go, don't." Shi Shujing was pushed aside by him. "What you're doing is useless. I can give up my things, but I won't come back here." "Don't go." Qin Baiyuan hugged her tightly, panting heavily as he roared in her ear. His hot breath splashed on her face. "Don't go. Don't go. I know I'm wrong. Give me a chance, all right? Shi Shujing. Don't do this to me. I only have you left. Please, don't leave me." He, who was once incomparably arrogant, was now begging. "I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'll promise you everything. I'll change. Don't leave me." From his trembling body and panicked voice, Shi Shujing could feel how worried he was about her. But it was all too late. All of this was meaningless to her. Not getting a response from her, Qin Baiyuan held her face and looked into her eyes anxiously, tears streaming down his face. Don't leave me, alright? He cried, crying like a wronged child. Sure, Shujing. Don't leave me, I'm sorry. I don't want to hear sorry, I just want you to stay. Is it so hard to give me a chance? That sea guy isn't a good person, you'll get hurt if you follow him. I love you, don't go, alright? But I don't love you, let go. You'll love me. As long as you give me another chance, you'll definitely fall in love with me, just like how you fell in love with me in the past. Sure, Shujing, I'm begging you, alright? Don't leave me. I'm sorry. I'm already begging you like this, what else do you want? Qin Baiyuan was furious. He threw her on the bed and pressed himself on top of her. That sudden impact almost squeezed all the air out of Shi Shujing's chest. Her vision turned black, and before she could catch her breath, Qin Baiyuan's kiss landed on her. Anger and alcohol mixed together, causing him to lose control like a wild beast that had lost its mind. He was so angry that the veins on his forehead were popping out, as though his blood vessels were about to explode. Say you won't leave me, say, let go, don't be like this, you, damn it. Qin Baiyuan was completely enraged and started to tear Shi Shujing's clothes. His actions were so violent and barbaric, as though he wanted to hollow her out. Is this how he got you? Is this how he made you fall in love with him? I can do it too. You're mine, Shi Shujing, you only belong to me. Qin Baiyuan was already in despair. He only thought that perhaps the person who possessed her would be able to get her back. He pulled her violently and tore her clothes, revealing her snow-white skin. It stimulated his eyes and aroused the man's desire to plunder. I'll never let you go, never. She belonged to him, only he could have her, only he. You're crazy, let go of me, Shi Shujing struggled violently. Don't be like this. The man in anger was so rough that there was no way to resist. Shi Shujing panicked. In desperation, he touched the bedside lamp and smashed it on Qin Baiyuan's head. He screamed. She took the opportunity when he loosened his grip to escape, but Qin Baiyuan caught up and pressed her against the wall. Her clothes were in a mess. She looked so pitiful, but it only made Qin Baiyuan hate her even more. He wanted to kill her. He grabbed her neck and clamped down on it with 2 fingers. He kept applying force. Say you won't leave me. Let go. Shi Shujing was suffocated by his grip and her vision turned black. Let go of me, say you love me. Qin Baiyuan increased his strength, as if he would die with her if she dared to refuse. I love him. You, hearing this, Qin Baiyuan was even angrier. His chest was like a raging sea. Jealousy burned and stimulated his bloodthirsty factor. His eyeballs seemed to fall out of his eye sockets. He tightened his grip, gritted his teeth and growled in a low voice. Say you love me and I'll let go. Shi Shujing's breathing became more and more difficult. She instinctively pushed, but she couldn't use any strength at all. The blue veins on Qin Baiyuan's arms were enough to show how much strength he had at this moment. Say you love me. Qin Baiyuan resisted the urge to strangle her, and his whole body trembled. Say you love me. Her vision became more and more blurred. Shi Shujing felt that she would die in his hands in the next second. But in the end, Qin Baiyuan still let go of her, threw her aside and took a few steps back. The expression on his face was unprecedentedly sad, as if the whole world and the whole soul had been hollowed out, so desperate and helpless, so pitiful. Shi Shujing covered his throat and coughed violently. Do you know? I used to think that even if the whole world betrayed me, at least you, Shi Shujing, wouldn't. But why are you the most cruel one? I always thought that I hate you, but it turns out that hate and love can coexist. I hated you for a whole 3 years, but in the end I fell in love with you. And you fell in love with someone else. Qin Baiyuan sat paralyzed on the chair like a sad old man. He smiled bitterly. Is it that a person like me is destined not to get happiness in this life? Will only be more miserable? But am I really not worthy? I also want to be loved. I'm afraid I also want to love someone well, to have a family that belongs to me. He shook his head in self-mockery. God always treats me like this. I don't know what I did wrong. Maybe I was born with a mistake. Shi Shujing's brain was still in a dizzy state, and she couldn't hear his voice clearly, but his sad expression still gripped her heart. She only heard the last sentence clearly. You don't love me anymore, what's the point of me still forcing you to stay? He sadly closed his eyes and tears fell down from the corner of his eyes. I let you go. Shi Shujing left the Qin family and returned to the condominium. The moment she opened the door, a strong fragrance assailed her nose, and immediately relieved the depression she had earlier. Chapter 188. Shi Shujing looked at him quietly and felt that God was really kind to her. The best man in the world was given to her. Compared to that, what was that little grievance? She was very happy to have him. She walked over and hugged him from behind. She leaned her head on his strong back and smelled his refreshing breath and the aroma of the dishes. She felt that she had everything. "You're back." Si Wenqin kissed her on the top of her head and turned around. "Where are the things?" "I met Qin Baiyuan. I threw them away." Si Wenqin's lips twitched coldly. It seems that he doesn't even want the last 40%. "Don't? He's already pitiful enough. Those luggage are worthless. We can buy more. The most important thing is that I won't go back." "Why are your eyes red? Did he make things difficult for you?" "No. Don't mention him. You're frying steak. Smells so good. Didn't I say it before? My steak cooking skills are world-class." Si Wenqin scooped some sauce into her mouth. "How does it taste?" Her mouth was filled with the strong taste of red wine. It was so delicious that Shi Shujing wanted to swallow her tongue. She licked her lips. "I think if you don't want to be a CEO, you can be an international chef. That's a waste of talent." Although Si Wenqin said so, he was naturally proud to receive her praise. "Go wash your hands first. We'll eat right away." Si Wenqin had just returned home when he prepared a candlelight dinner. The two of them turned off the lights, lit the candles, and ate the steak. The atmosphere was warm and romantic. He raised his glass. "To celebrate our first meal in our new home. Thank you, Chef Si, for dinner. Cheers." After dinner, Shi Shujing insisted on washing the dishes. Halfway through, Si Wenqin came over and hugged her from behind. "What are you doing?" Shi Shujing was amused. "Can't you see? I'm washing the dishes." His slightly cold lips fell on the side of her neck, arousing a layer of electric current. Shi Shujing couldn't stand it, and her breathing became unstable. "Hey, don't be like this. Let me wash the dishes first. I haven't seen you for a day and I miss you. I left your house this morning, okay? It's been more than 10 hours now. I've missed you so much it's uncomfortable." Si Wenqin bumped into her and Shi Shujing blushed slightly. "Bear with it. We'll talk about it after we take a shower. I went to the construction site today and I'm covered in dust and dirt." "Dirty? Where is it dirty? I'll help you lick it clean." As he spoke, he really licked her neck, which tickled Shi Shujing. The bowl is about to fall. "Wait a minute, you bastard." "I can't wait." Si Wenqin huffed and puffed. He carried her in his arms and kissed her as he walked into the room. He threw her on the bed and pressed down on her. His eyes were spitting fire as he panted heavily and howled. "I'm going to eat you." Shi Shujing lay on his chest and listened to his heartbeat. Her fingers danced on his chest. At this moment she felt unusually satisfied. "Today." Qin Baiyuan cried. She mumbled. "We just did it. Are you sure it's appropriate to mention him?" Si Wenqin was displeased. "This is the first time I've seen him cry. He's quite pitiful. If he knew this would happen, he wouldn't have done it in the first place. He asked for it." "That's true, but he's really quite pitiful. So many things have happened at home, and there's no one around him who can help him." Si Wenqin raised an eyebrow and his tone turned gloomy. "Do you mean that you want to help him?" "Of course not. It's because I don't know how to help him that I feel that he's pitiful." Shi Shujing propped herself up and looked into Si Wenqin's eyes seriously. "If I insist on a divorce, I'll hurt many people. Will a relationship built on hurting others really be happy? If you doubt this, it proves that those people are more important than me. That's not what I mean. It's because I'm too happy that I'm worried. I've never been so happy before. I'm so happy that I'm afraid that I'll lose it one day. Wenqin, I love you very, very much. I don't dare to think about what I'll do if I lose you." Shi Shujing hugged him tightly. "This is the first time I've risked my life for my own happiness. Tell me that you won't leave me." Her words instantly melted the frost on Si Wenqin's face. "Silly girl. How can I bear to leave you? Other people's happiness is not in my hands. But for your happiness I, Si Wenqin, will do what I say." Before the divorce, Shi Shujing still went back to work at Blue Sky as usual. When she was called into Qin Baiyuan's office, she was a little perturbed, afraid that Qin Baiyuan would make things difficult for her again. But unexpectedly, he only talked to her about work matters, and his attitude was no different from that of an ordinary boss. After assigning work matters, Shi Shujing walked to the door and walked back. She hesitantly said. She hesitated and said, "He has promised me that he won't touch Blue Sky or the stocks in your hands in the future. You can slowly recoup your previous losses." Thank you, but there's no need for that. Qin Baiyuan said coldly. It was the kind of coldness that seeped into one's bones. From his eyes to the curve of the corners of his mouth, they were extremely cold, without a trace of emotion. I'm not a coward and I won't let anyone bully me like this. I'm reduced to relying on a woman to plead for me. In fact, I'm ready to fight back. I said that I'll pay back all the insults he gave me that day. Shi Shujing became anxious when she heard this. What do you want to do? Don't mess around. You can't beat him. Since he's willing to stop, don't look for trouble for yourself. You mean that I'm so bad that I can be bullied by others? But you're no match for him. There's no need to use the whole of blue sky to go against him. Think about Dad. If something happens to the company, his body won't be able to take it. Qin Baiyuan looked at her coldly. When you talked to him about the divorce, did you consider his body? When he said this, his tone was as calm as stagnant water. There was no fluctuation at all and it was as cold as ice. In short, we're about to get divorced. It's not your turn to worry about the matters between me and the Qin family. You have so much time, so you'd better take care of your man. Otherwise, if you lose control and he doesn't want you and goes to another woman, you'll lose more than you gain. Qin Baiyuan, enough, I don't need your hypocrisy. That's a contest between me and him, it has nothing to do with you. Get out. Seeing this, no matter how worried Shi Shujing was, she couldn't say anything more. She could only leave worriedly. After work, Qin Baiyuan went to the hospital. Qin Yuning asked, "Why didn't Shujing come with you?" Qin Baiyuan's hand that was tugging at the blanket froze. He lowered his head. "I don't know where she went." Seeing his disappointed look, Qin Yuning guessed that the situation wasn't good, but he still couldn't help but frown and ask, "Didn't your relationship ease up at all?" "I don't want to talk about her. I know Shi Shujing. She's a very kind girl who knows how to think for others. If she had a choice, she wouldn't have made up her mind to divorce. Such a good girl was given to you, but you didn't know how to cherish her and let her down. You're really useless. Is there any use in saying this now?" Qin Baiyuan was a little annoyed. "My heart belongs to her. If she wants to fall in love with someone else, how can I control her? I've done all I can and begged her, but her heart has changed. I can't change it. So, you've decided to divorce." These two words still stung Qin Baiyuan's heart. His eyes were a little sore and swollen. He closed his eyes and suppressed the sourness. "What can I do? She doesn't love me anymore. Is there really no other way? If there was, I wouldn't be so miserable now." Qin Baiyuan smiled bitterly. "You're all right. I deserve to die. I deserve it. I begged her shamelessly, but I can't change it. Can I tie her down? Maybe it's good to divorce. I'm also very tired. It's good to be free." Qin Yuning sighed heavily. "Fine, if you've all decided, then there's no need for me to delay her anymore. It's your fault that our Qin family doesn't have the fortune. Back then he couldn't get what he wanted from Yan Zizhuang. Now Qin Baiyuan had lost Shi Shujing. Perhaps all of this was fate. He couldn't change it and could only be forced to accept it. The atmosphere in the ward, which was already filled with the strong smell of medicine, became even more depressing. Si Wenqin and Shi Shujing bought a lot of daily necessities downstairs and went home. Si Wenqin held 3 big bags in his left hand and held Shi Shujing's hand in the other. They looked like a pair of loving newlyweds. That sweet atmosphere could infect the people around them. Shi Shujing hung up the towel, cup, toothbrush, facial cleanser, makeup remover, rubber band, and so on. The entire sink was full. Isn't it too full? Is it hard to take things? Women always used a lot of things. The whole row was hers. No. I like it to be full. Only then will it feel like home. Si Wenqin leaned against the door with his arms crossed. He smiled as he watched her busy herself. She had removed her formal attire and was wearing a casual outfit. Her hair was tied up loosely, giving him the feeling of being at home. His heart was also filled with satisfaction and sweetness. He felt that he had been looking forward to this moment for his entire life. Actually, it was a simple daily routine, but when he was with her, it was blissful and warm. He hugged her from behind and kissed her cheeks, the side of her neck and collarbone, murmuring in a mesmerizing manner, "You smell so good. It's the fragrance of the shower gel. The supermarket downstairs has the same type. I bought a big bottle to use together in the future. Okay. I like it when we have the same smell." Si Wenqin nibbled on her ear. "I'm so happy." Seeing that he was in a good mood, Shi Shujing hesitated for a moment and tried to speak. I want to talk to you about Qin Baiyuan." Sure enough, the 2 arms around her waist instantly stiffened. He tightened his grip and gritted his teeth beside her ear. Do you want to die? Shi Shujing knew that mentioning Qin Baiyuan at this moment would spoil the mood. But it was better to mention it when Si Wenchen was in a good mood than when he was in a bad mood. That was what she thought. Shi Shujing let out a muffled groan as he tightened his grip on her waist. Ah, it hurts. Who asked you to mention him? Earlier on he was just teasing her ear. Now, Si Wenchen was biting her hard as punishment. Chapter 189. No. I told him today that you promised not to touch his 40% shares. Thinking of this, Si Wenchen got angry. When he was clear-headed, how could he agree to such an unreasonable condition? But he said that he wants to fight back. Si Wenchen laughed when he heard this. Fight back? It was like a 6 or 7-year-old kid saying that he wanted to fight against an adult. It was the funniest joke he had ever heard. Are you worried that I can't deal with him? I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about him. As soon as Shi Shujing finished speaking, she felt her waist being tightened again. Then she was turned around and faced Si Wenchen. His handsome face was dark and gloomy. Say it again? I mean, if he fights against you, it will be like an ant trying to shake a tree. I'm afraid that he will lose the whole blue sky. So what? He's asking for death. I've been wanting to kill him for a long time. A cruel light flashed across Si Wenchen's eyes. He was full of killing intent. Shi Shujing had no doubt that with his personality he would definitely do something like destroying blue sky. That was why she was so worried. Qin Baiyuan is a little arrogant. But since the Qin family has agreed to the divorce, let's not make a big deal out of this. Let him go. He's pitiful enough. There's no need to force him to death. If he has the guts to provoke me, he should be mentally prepared. Do I have to give in to him when he provokes me? How will others look at me, Si Wenchen? In the business world it's either you die or I live. He understands this principle. He has been forced to lose his mind. He doesn't know what he's doing. You're more mature than him. There's no need to compete with him. Si Wenchen snorted coldly. In terms of love, I'm also a stingy man. I'm not as mature as you think. If it weren't for you, do you think blue sky would still exist now? But, don't talk about this anymore. You're ruining my mood. Si Wenchen pinched Shi Shujing's chin. His gaze was deep and gentle, but there was a hint of warning hidden behind it. I cherish you and I also hope that you cherish our relationship. If you plead for him, I will be very unhappy. You don't have to worry about the war in the business world. In short, I will still say the same thing. I will leave him some capital for his coffin. As for the rest, I can't promise you anything. Shi Shujing knew that she was making things difficult for Si Wenchen. It was meaningless for her to say anything more. On the contrary, it was likely to deepen Si Wenchen's anger toward Qin Baiyuan. So she simply stopped talking. What? Are you angry? Si Wenchen scrutinized her eyes. No, I understand that my request put you in a difficult position. Maybe you're right, I shouldn't intervene in the battle between men. I'm just thinking about Dad's health. If not, I really don't want to care about Qin Baiyuan. Don't always think about those unhappy things. Think about us, okay? Si Wenchen pulled her cheeks to the sides. Smile. Shi Shujing forced a smile. That's right. You look so beautiful when you smile. You seem to have more meat on your face. Are you a little fat? Really? Shi Shujing was a little anxious when she heard that. It must be because you have cooked for me every day recently. That must have made me fat. So it's still my fault? Then I won't cook for you in the future. No. Shi Shujing's mouth was now spoiled by him. Eating a boxed meal was really no different from chewing wax. She began to think about the menu as soon as she woke up in the morning. She also thought about it when she was working. She had completely become a big foodie. However, he could cook all kinds of dishes and fed her in different ways every day. It was strange that she didn't get fat. Then continue to eat. It's okay. You are thin and have a lot of room for development. I like a woman with meat. It's comfortable to touch. Shi Shujing pouted her little mouth. You're so selfish. It's comfortable to touch, but I'll become ugly if I get fat. How could she be ugly? In Si Wenchen's eyes, she was the most beautiful woman in the world. Even the way she looked at him, the corner of her mouth twitched, and the way she threw a tantrum made his heart surge. There was a fiery glow in his eyes. No matter how ugly you are, I won't despise you. If you don't believe me, I'll prove it to you, Si Wenchen said as he moved his hands up and down her body, tickling Shi Shujing so much that she giggled. The two of them messed around for a while. Shi Shujing was pressed down on the sofa. The man lowered his head and kissed her ears passionately. Wenqin, don't. Shi Shujing couldn't breathe. I'm sweating all over, dirty. It's okay. I'll sweat later anyway. Si Wenqin continued to kiss her passionately and planted a row of strawberries on her neck. I don't like to be so sticky. Hey, you. The smell of sweat on their bodies blended together. The smell of his body was too fragrant. Even though it was just the smell of his sweat, it made her dizzy and she almost lost herself. She barely managed to maintain her rationality and pushed him a little harder. Wenqin, take a bath first? The night is still so long. Why are you in such a hurry? Shi Shujing's hands were pressed against his muscular chest. Her hair was messy and she looked even more languid. Si Wenqin's mouth was dry and he couldn't bear it for even a moment. I can't hold it in any more. The man said in a low and hoarse voice. Take a bath first, Si Wenqin frowned. He felt worse than being killed. Must you spoil the mood? I don't want to be dirty every time. That's fine too. Let's take a bath together. Shi Shujing was still a little shy. Don't, it's a little awkward for the two of us to bathe together. Oh, I'll continue then. Si Wenqin pretended to press him down, and Shi Shujing was so anxious that she hurriedly called out. Okay, let's bathe together. Good girl. Si Wenqin instantly smiled and kissed her on the forehead. I'll go get the clothes. You turn the water on. While they were talking, the man had already rushed into the room excitedly and was still urging Shi Shujing to hurry up. She shook her head helplessly. It was probably only on this matter that he was so enthusiastic. Shi Shujing entered the bathroom and turned the water on. She was just about to take the bath salts when her phone rang. She tilted her head and held the phone with her neck. Hello. Is this Miss Shi Shujing? This is the police station. Police station. Shi Shujing quickly wiped her hands and held the phone. What's the matter? Today our station investigated a boxing ring. Qin Baiyuan was there too. He beat up another boxer very badly. He's still in the hospital now. What? Is that person okay? I'm not sure yet. Is it convenient for you to come over? Hearing Si Wenqin's happy whistle in the room, Shi Shujing hesitated. It's not convenient now. Shouldn't this kind of thing be handled by a lawyer? It was supposed to be like this, but Qin Baiyuan refused to call a lawyer over. He even made a scene at the police station and beat up 2 policemen. I was the one who found your phone number and secretly called you. Hurry up and come over. Otherwise it'll be very difficult for us. Shi Shujing had no choice but to agree and wrote down the address. Are you ready? Si Wenqin was already standing at the door of the bathroom with his upper body bare. Who called? Shi Shujing bit her lip and did not dare to look into his eyes. The police station. They said that Qin Baiyuan beat someone up in the boxing ring and sent him to the hospital. Si Wenqin did not even bother to ridicule his IQ. Now he has no choice but to give up. Does he want to die early and reincarnate? Maybe he's in a bad mood. The police station asked me to go over, so? Si Wenqin raised his eyebrows. He was not angry, but it was very dangerous. I told him to call a lawyer, but he said that Qin Baiyuan insisted on not doing so. Then let him stay in the police station until he thinks it through. Si Wenqin snorted coldly and exhaled heavily. Do you want to go over? Her hesitant look had explained everything. Si Wenqin was annoyed. That day at the hospital, you promised me that you wouldn't care about his stupid things anymore. Have you forgotten? I did say that, but the situation is different now. There's no difference. He's courting death. If he wants to die, just let him be. Why should you care about his life or death? Are you going to abandon me for him? Is he more important than me? No, it's not like that. Shi Shujing shook her head like a rattle. In my eyes, you're the most important. Then prove it to me. Stay. She clenched her fist. Fine. I'm not going. She was worried about Qin Baiyuan. Si Wenqin was very angry, but he was also very annoyed when he saw her worried look. He did not want her to be unhappy because of anything, or he would feel sorry for her. The atmosphere in the bathroom suddenly became a little dull. Si Wenqin tried very hard to ignore it and wanted to pretend that nothing had happened. But things had changed and they could not go back to the past. The two of them stood there for a long time, not knowing what to say. In the end, Si Wenqin sighed helplessly and broke the deadlock. I'll go and find someone now. Really? Shi Shujing's eyes lit up. Si Wenqin frowned. Do you need to be so happy? The corner of her mouth immediately sank and she shook her head. No. I just think that you're too good. I'm so touched. Si Wenqin snorted. I'm not that good. In my opinion, after such a thing happened, I can't wait to trample on him a few times, make a big deal out of this matter, and let him go to prison for 10 years. The tone of his words made Shi Shujing's heart tremble. Si Wenqin's gentleness was only to her. He was very cruel to others and he would definitely do what he said. But you didn't do that, isn't it because of you? Si Wenqin complained angrily. You actually asked me to save my rival in love. Is there any woman who is better at torturing people than you? I know it's my fault. I'll make it up to you. It would have been better if she didn't say it. As soon as she said it, Si Wenqin's face looked even worse. So, you're making it up to me for the sake of Qin Baiyuan? No. Shi Shujing held his arm pitifully. I was going to wear it for you tonight, I swear. Well, hurry up and get him out. Don't let his affairs disturb our time. Chapter 190. The next day she had to get up early to make breakfast for Si Wenqin. She tried to please him and finally coaxed the angry man back. She went to work with 2 dark circles under her eyes and yawned the whole morning. In the afternoon, when she heard that Qin Baiyuan had come to work, Shi Shujing went up to report to him. When she saw the big and small wounds on Qin Baiyuan's face, she was shocked and felt sorry for him. Such a handsome face, but now there was almost no good spot. It was either swollen here or there. Wasn't he afraid of being disfigured? She could not help but ask, "Are you okay?" Qin Baiyuan signed the contract and coldly replied with 3 words. "I won't die. Don't come to work with such a serious injury. Have a good rest. Compared to that person, my injury is not serious. What's wrong with you? Why did you suddenly go to the boxing arena to fight? You have to sign a life and death contract there and those boxers are so fierce. What if something happens? Even if something happens, it has nothing to do with you." Qin Baiyuan looked at her coldly. His gaze was bone-chilling. "You don't need to worry about me." She had been worried for a whole night, but he had such an attitude. Shi Shujing was angry. "If you don't want me to worry, don't let the police call in the middle of the night. If I know, can I still make that call?" Qin Baiyuan placed the pen on the table with a thud. "What do you mean by asking him to send someone last night? Watching me make a fool of myself? Showing off his ability to me and making me look like a pitiful person? But let me tell you, I'd rather spend my life in prison than need his charity. You're really unreasonable." Shi Shujing shook her head. Her heart was cold. "I thought you would be more rational after these things, but it turns out to be worse than before. How are you going to take over Blue Sky in the future? That has nothing to do with you." Qin Baiyuan rejected coldly. Did she think he didn't want to work hard? Did she think she was willing to torture herself? For the past few days he had been working day and night, but his mental support had been taken away. He was living like a walking corpse. His heart was cold and numb. Last night he was in too much pain, which was why he went to practice boxing. He wanted to vent and use the pain in his body to numb the pain in his heart. But it was useless. His mind was still crazily thinking about her. He couldn't stop thinking about her. His heart felt as if it had exploded into a large hole. Blood kept gushing out and he was about to die from the pain. But did she know all this? Even if she knew, she wouldn't care and wouldn't feel heartache. Since that was the case, she might as well be more ruthless and completely abandon him, letting him fend for himself. "I'm not worried about you, I'm worried about Dad. He's in the hospital now and I don't know how long he can last. His biggest wish is for you to live up to his expectations, but look at you now. Even if he dies, he won't be able to rest in peace." "Enough." Qin Baiyuan was furious. He swung the things on his desk and stood up. He pointed at her face with bloodshot eyes. "Put away your big talk and put away your hypocrisy. You just pity me, don't you? But I don't need your sympathy. Tell him that I, Qin Baiyuan, won't be defeated so easily." Shi Shujing sneered. "What's the use of saying all this to me? Do you think you can prove anything by barking like this? Everyone knows how to say harsh words, but can you fight with him? If you have the time, you might as well make yourself stronger. When you have the ability to fight with him, you can say those words to his face. Otherwise, it will only make me look down on you." On Wednesday, Shi Shujing received a call from Gao Zhuqing. Gao Zhuqing said that he recently met a gynecologist through yoga. There was a discount for a female checkup, so he dragged her to do it. From 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., Shi Shujing didn't get her turn, and she couldn't eat breakfast. She was so hungry that her chest was sticking to her back. "Why do I have to wait so long for a checkup? I'd rather not do it. Your way of thinking is wrong. Women should pay more attention to their health and do regular checkups." If there are any problems, they can be found early. It's because of the irregular checkups that so many people have breast cancer. Prevention is better than treatment. Do you understand? By the way, why did you disappear into thin air recently? I can't even find your shadow. Shi Shujing tried to dodge the question. I'm busy with work. What work? I think you're busy serving Boss C. TSK, look at your little vixen now. One look and I can tell that you've been nourished by a man. Weren't you anxious to cut ties with him? How about now? Are you still cutting ties? Gao Zhuqing laughed at her. Are you guys able to cut ties? I don't need you to talk so much. Shi Shujing pinched her. Aren't I happy for you? Gao Zhuqing became a little more serious. Previously, you were abused by Qin Baiyuan every day. You were gloomy and looked like a little wife who had been wronged every day. But after you got together with Boss C, you're completely different. You're radiant and radiant. So, whether a man treats you well or not can be seen from his face. Shi Shujing felt warm and nodded. He's me and treats me very well. I'm so envious. I also know many men. Some are rich and have status, but they're either fickle or gay. Men like Boss C are pure and loyal. It's hard to find them. You've really picked up a treasure. By the way, how's the divorce going? I'm working on it. I hope there'll be results next month. Hurry up. Don't drag yourself and Boss C down. I'm waiting for you to get married. You'll get 2 and 3 years. You're always talking about me. Why aren't you anxious? Sigh. I have high standards. I don't want to make do with it. The two of them were laughing and joking. Suddenly, Gao Zhuqing saw a familiar figure coming out of the room and tugging at Shi Shujing. Isn't that Su Zhixian? Shi Shujing looked over and found that it was indeed her. This kind of scene was called meeting on a narrow road. In the past, Shi Shujing hated Su Zhixian. But now he probably didn't love Qin Baiyuan anymore and didn't have any feelings for Su Zhixian. At most, he felt a little ashamed of her because he had been framed by her before. However, Su Zhixian still hated her. He walked over with his head held high like a proud peacock. Because he was wearing very high heels, his eyes seemed to grow on the top of his head, and he had an arrogant posture. What a coincidence. Her tone was sarcastic. The first sentence made Gao Zhuqing so angry that he wanted to slap her. However, her cultivation was not that shallow. Instead, she smiled politely. Isn't it? I didn't check the almanac when I went out today. It's my bad luck. Su Zhixian had fought with Gao Zhuqing before. She knew that Gao Zhuqing had a sharp tongue and hated her very much. But her target was not Gao Zhuqing but Shi Shujing. Her eyes fell on Su Zhixian. In just one short month, Shi Shujing's appearance had undergone a shocking change. After she took off her glasses, her face was clean and beautiful. It was no wonder that Qin Baiyuan's attitude towards her had undergone an earth-shattering change. The acid of jealousy was fermenting in Su Zhixian's chest. I heard that you have been very close to Mr. C recently. What's wrong? Did you come to have an abortion because of an accident? Gao Zhuqing counterattacked first. You are quite well informed. It seems that you pay attention to our Shujing. Don't worry. If my Shujing is pregnant, she will be the dragon prince. She is very precious. I won't casually use some dirty means to miscarry and frame others. I don't think so. If you betray your husband and get pregnant, then the child is the product of extramarital love. Being an adulterer is also hereditary. You are the daughter of the adulterer. In the future, your child will also be the child of the adulterer. Gao Zhuqing resisted the urge to tear her mouth apart, and her smile became even more beautiful. Don't you know that Shujing and the bastard Qin are going to divorce? Didn't he tell you? Well, you have already dumped him. Why would he tell you? Poor you. You have been eyeing the position of Mrs. Qin for so long. Now that our Shi Shujing doesn't want it, it's not your turn to pick it up. TSK. It's like drawing water with a wicker basket. What a pity. You came to the hospital. Did you catch some disease in your private life? Gao Zhuqing hurriedly pulled Shi Shujing a step back and said exaggeratedly, Then stay away from us. Then stay away from us. I don't want to contract that disease. You? Su Zhixian was the first to lose control. I'm talking to Shi Shujing. It's none of your business. Who asked you to bark? Are you Shi Shujing's dog? Hee, don't worry. If I were a dog, I wouldn't bite my own kind. I just can't bear to see a mad dog bite people. Out of a sense of justice, I want to teach her a lesson. Su Zhixian, if you are sick, then get it treated quickly. Don't stay in Wuxian. Su Zhixian was not angry. Instead, she laughed. Shi Shujing, you are really capable. You used to pester Qin Baiyuan. Now that you have found someone else, you want to kick him away. Has your conscience been eaten by a dog? Why do you care who ate my conscience? Haven't you been waiting for me to give up the position of Mrs. Qin? Now that I don't want it, shouldn't you be grateful to me? Shi Shujing was also very calm. I don't even want a basin of spilled water. If you like it, just take it. But even if I don't want it, whether you can take it as you want or not depends on your ability. Just wait and see. Qin Baiyuan will be mine. Watching Su Jixin leave angrily, he was overjoyed. You only know how to pick up people who don't want you. What are you so proud of? Shi Shujing looked at her. Do you know what I'm thinking? It should be the same as what I'm thinking. Gao Zhuqing rolled his eyes. She came out of the consulting room of my doctor friend. I'll go and ask. 5 minutes later, Gao Zhuqing ran back. We guessed it right. Su Jixin is pregnant. Shi Shujing was very confused. Logically speaking, after that incident, Qin Baiyuan should have cut off all ties with her. How could she be pregnant? Who knows? Maybe they have been secretly keeping in touch, or they have arranged to have a breakup sex or something. Qin Baiyuan is such a scumbag. He can do anything. You can take advantage of this and get a divorce early. Shi Shujing was a little hesitant. Is this okay? I don't want to interfere in their affairs. She has had a breakup once. If this time Qin Baiyuan insists on not having a divorce, then she was not sympathizing with Su Jixin. She was just worried about the child in her belly. Chapter 191. At the charity banquet, political and business celebrities gathered together. The hotel was resplendent, and the celebrities gathered in twos and threes to chat. Qin Baiyuan had been there for a while. He stood alone and drank champagne. He had never liked this kind of banquet. He thought it was boring, but today's host, Mr. Lin, had a good relationship with the Qin family. Qin Yuning had specially told him to wait until the donation session and donate money before leaving. Qin Baiyuan was even more annoyed when he came out to face this group of people. He didn't like everyone and was not in the mood. However, there were constantly female celebrities and socialites who took the initiative to strike up a conversation with him, but no matter how beautiful, enchanting, or pure they were, he was not interested in any of them. The more he was hit on, the more he felt that women were annoying and annoying. They were as clingy as octopuses. They knew that he was a married man, yet they still came to seduce him. Did they have any shame? Thinking of this, Qin Baiyuan suddenly laughed at himself. A married man soon he wouldn't be. He used to treat marriage as a shackle, but now he wished that his marriage could last one more day. Mr. Qin, why are you here alone? Lin Ziqin, the young master of the Lin family, walked over. When Qin Baiyuan was at his craziest, he had a good relationship with them. They often went to bars and raced together. He had all the bad habits of a young master, but there was one thing. Qin Baiyuan would never touch poison. It's quiet here. Didn't you always like lively places? Why did you suddenly change? Lin Ziqin bumped his shoulder. There are so many beauties today. Which one do you like? Do you see the tallest one? She's a model under our company, an international supermodel. Just her legs are 1 meters. Feels good to wrap it around your waist. Shall I introduce her to you? No need. You don't like that type? Then I'll change to a female celebrity. I'm not interested. What's wrong? Are you depressed? You can't even arouse a woman's interest. Is it because you can't do it there? Lin Ziqin laughed at him. It's just a joke. Don't take it seriously. However, you haven't come out to play recently. This is not normal. Did you come alone today? Qin Baiyuan smiled bitterly and drank his champagne in silence. I say, don't tell me you're so unhappy because of that wife of yours? The rumors about her and Mr. C have been spreading like wildfire. Others might not know, but I'm 100% sure that they're having an affair. That woman is really cheap. She actually put on a hat for you. It's normal for a man to fool around outside, but if a woman betrays him, then she deserves to die. Shut up. I don't want to talk about her. Qin Baiyuan was even more annoyed. He raised his head and drank the champagne in one gulp, then took another glass. Lin Ziqin was also a little afraid of him, so he quickly said, Fine. Let's not talk about it. Our President Qin can have any beauty he wants, so why would he care about her? Women are just clothes, there's no need to care too much about it. Change to a better one. Besides, she's not that great. She looks so old-fashioned. In bed she's definitely... Before he could finish, Lin Ziqin was lifted up by Qin Baiyuan. President Qin, don't. Let's talk about it. Don't hit her. Qin Baiyuan's face was livid, and he squeezed out threatening words from his lips. If you insult her again, I'll make sure that you won't be able to go out and have fun in the future. Lin Ziqian fled with his tail between his legs. Qin Baiyuan was even more annoyed by him. He wanted to leave but he bumped into Su Zhixian. He was stunned for a moment. What? Are you surprised to see me? Su Zhixian walked over naturally and gracefully. She was wearing exquisite makeup, dazzling and very beautiful. Is it strange for me to appear here? Or do you think I should wash my face with tears every day after being abandoned by you? And never recover from the setback? I didn't. Qin Baiyuan felt guilty about Su Zhixian. Especially after the series of blows given to him by Shi Shujing and the Qin family, he began to reflect on himself. Did I see it wrong? The emotion in your eyes, that's guilt? You are such a cruel person. Do you know what guilt is? Qin Baiyuan sighed. I don't want to mention the past again. I'm sorry. Yes, you're sorry. But we've slept together so many times and I still have feelings for you. I can't hate you. Su Zhixian thought that if she could really be cruel and cut off her love for him, even if he hurt her so cruelly, she still couldn't let go and wanted to win his heart back. Qin Baiyuan, I really want to know if we can go back to the past. Will you still ask me to abort the child? There was a trace of vulnerability and expectation in Su Zhixian's eyes. Even after being hurt by him, she still longed for his negative answer. However, Qin Baiyuan chose to be silent, which undoubtedly pushed her into the abyss. Even if she felt guilty, she couldn't change the fact that he was cold-blooded. She shouldn't have any stupid expectations for him. In that case, he couldn't blame her for being cruel. Su Zhixian hardened her heart. Yesterday I met Shi Shujing in the gynecology and obstetrics department. Is she pregnant? Qin Baiyuan was stunned. She's pregnant? You don't know? No wonder. It's probably Mr. C's child. How did you know? I'm not sure. I'm just guessing. If it is, either abort the child or divorce. You don't want to be a cheap father, do you? It's very sad to take over. Qin Baiyuan frowned. Are you lying to me? Is that necessary? Aren't you curious why I went to the gynecology and obstetrics department? I don't know if she's pregnant, but I'm pregnant. Congratulations. Don't you want to know who the father of the child is? No matter who it is, as long as he treats you well, that's enough. I hope he can make up for the harm I've done to you. Su Zhixian pursed her lips and smiled sarcastically. You talk big, but you're actually selfish. You can't wait for another man to accept me, so I won't bother you anymore. Unfortunately, you're going to be disappointed. The child in my stomach is yours. Impossible. Qin Baiyuan denied flatly. I haven't seen you since the hospital. How could you be pregnant with my child? Normally it's impossible, but you've underestimated a woman's scheming. Do you remember that night when you were drunk in Wuxia City, Zhang Jing carried you back to your room? I was the one who arranged for her to drug your wine. Qin Baiyuan was caught off guard. His eyes widened in shock and he couldn't believe what he had just seen. You must think that I'm despicable, right? But compared to what you've done, what I've done is nothing. A broken-hearted woman would become very scary and would do anything. Since I can't get your love even if I give it my all, then I don't mind using some tricks to tie you to my side. You're crazy? Qin Baiyuan's face darkened. He couldn't believe that he was schemed against like this. No matter what you think, you can't change the fact that I'm pregnant. I'm guessing that this time you'll let me abort it, right? Su Zhixian had a cunning look on her face. It was very dangerous. If you use force, I won't be able to escape. But do you think I'll tell you about the child without any assurance? I have something here. Take a look at it first, then decide if you want to keep the child. Qin Baiyuan vaguely felt that he had fallen into a trap that had been set for a long time. When Shi Shujing returned home, Si Wenxin had just finished showering. He walked over and pulled her into his arms, then pecked her on the lips. Why did you come back so late? After dinner, I was dragged by Gao Zhuqing to go shopping for a while. I accompanied her to buy clothes. How dare you take up my woman's time for so long? It seems that she doesn't want to be promoted. Si Wenxin raised his eyebrows. Very naughty. You said that she took up my time. She even complained that I valued my lover more than my friends. She said that I haven't contacted her for a long time. But it's true. Recently, except for work, I've been spending all my time with you. I haven't seen anyone else and I've been going to the hospital less. I have to reflect on myself. Are you tired of it? Shi Shujing nodded. In fact, she didn't feel tired at all. Instead, she was used to seeing him every morning and night. This was the family life that she had dreamed of. It was ordinary, simple, and happy. Who would have thought that the person who gave her such a happy life was the most extraordinary man? How dare you say that I'm tired of it? I'll teach you a lesson. Si Wenxin said as he picked her up, pressed her on the sofa and taught her a lesson. Shi Shujing kept begging for mercy. When Shi Shujing got up from the sofa, she was already panting and complaining that he was too barbaric. Didn't you have a physical examination today? What's the result? How can it be so fast? The report will be out in a week. You're too picky and don't like to eat fruits and vegetables. There must be something wrong with you. As Si Wenxin said, he got up and went to the kitchen to get the oranges he had just bought for her. Shi Shujing was very tired from shopping. She was rubbing her legs when her phone rang. She saw that it was Qin Baiyuan's number. She hesitated for a while before answering. What's the matter? Come to the hospital tomorrow morning. What's wrong? Is Dad not feeling well? No. Let's talk when we meet. His voice sounded very low and tired. Shi Shujing couldn't help asking. Are you all right? I'm fine. After that he hung up the phone. Si Wenxin came out with the cut oranges. Who called? Qin Baiyuan. Shi Shujing answered truthfully. He asked me to go to the hospital tomorrow morning, but he didn't say anything. What else can he do besides pestering you? Si Wenxin snorted coldly and was very dissatisfied. You're going? And? They're all going to Dad's place. There must be something important. It just so happens that the three of us are here. I want to urge them on the divorce. Shi Shujing wrapped her arms around Si Wenxin's neck. All right, don't be unhappy. Wouldn't it be better if I made it clear to them earlier? Moreover, now I have more confidence. Shi Shujing was thinking about Su Zhixin's pregnancy. Although it might hurt Qin Yuning, she would use it when necessary to end the marriage early. Chapter 192. Qin Yuning's heart ached when he saw his son like this. He hoped that Shi Shujing would be soft-hearted for once on account of his misery, but this was obviously impossible. Shi Shujing asked, Didn't you sleep well last night? Have you had breakfast? I'll go buy it. No need, sit down. I have something to say. The two of them sat on the left and right of Qin Yuning's bed. Qin Baiyuan sighed. Dad, I want to settle the divorce in the next 2 days. Although this marriage had definitely come to an end, Qin Yuning was still surprised that Qin Baiyuan had taken the initiative to bring it up in such a hurry. Are you sure? Shi Shujing looked into Qin Baiyuan's eyes and was stunned. Shi Shujing, I'm begging you for the last time. Can't you think about it again? Without waiting for her to refuse, Qin Baiyuan spoke first. It's not that she wants a divorce now, it's that I want one. Didn't you say you wanted to change it? What's going on? Shi Shujing guessed that this matter most likely had something to do with Su Zhixin's pregnancy. Just as he was hesitating whether to mention it or not, Su Zhixin had already walked in and raised her voice to question him. If they don't divorce, how can Qin Baiyuan marry me? Why are you here? Qin Baiyuan hurriedly stood up. Didn't I tell you not to come to the hospital? There are some things that you would say if I didn't come. Su Zhixin pushed him away and walked in. She did not forget to glare fiercely at Shi Shujing. I'm pregnant. What? One after another, Qin Yuning suffered a series of blows. Qin Baiyuan, haven't you already broken off your relationship with her? What's going on? Don't worry about how I got pregnant. In any case, the child in my stomach is your Qin family's child. Su Zhixin directly stuffed the report into Qin Yuning's hands. If you don't believe me, wait until the child is born to test the DNA. Seeing that Qin Yuning's face was pale, Shi Shujing was worried that his body couldn't take it, so he stood up to stop Su Zhixin. Go out first, don't provoke Dad. Try touching me again. Su Zhixin points at Shi Shujing's face as a warning. If anything happens to my child, will you be responsible for it? Or do you want to make me miscarry like last time? Don't invert right and wrong. You were the one who, in short, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have had a miscarriage. You killed the child. You shameless vixen. You're already entangled with Mr. C, and you're still holding on to Qin Baiyuan, refusing to divorce him. Uncle, I really admire you. You treat a fickle daughter-in-law like a treasure and watch your own son be deceived. Su Zhixin was aggressive. I know you don't like me, but at least I'm sincere to Qin Baiyuan. I've never betrayed him. You also had a part in killing my child last time. This time, no matter what you say, don't even think about touching him. Qin Yuning was so angry that his whole body trembled as he reprimanded her sternly. Drag her out of here. Zhixin. Qin Baiyuan tried to drag her, but Su Zhixin dodged and warned him with gritted teeth. If you dare to chase me away now, I'll expose that matter. You, since the situation had already become like this, Su Jixin threw caution to the wind. Since Qin Yuning hated her, she might as well make him hate her even more. In any case, Qin Baiyuan was going to marry her. Qin Yuning didn't know how many days he could live, so why should she be afraid of him? Let her out. Qin Yuning smashed the table. I have your Qin family's child in my stomach. You have no right to kick me out. Qin Baiyuan, tell your father clearly whether you want to marry me or not. Qin Baiyuan's eyes were filled with pain, and the veins at the corner of his eyes were twitching. Su Jixin, don't go too far. It's always been your Qin family bullying me. You forced me to do this. You personally told him that you want to marry me. You dare? Qin Yuning was furious. If you dare to marry her, I'll pretend that I don't have a son like you. Qin Baiyuan's heart was in a fierce battle. He was being forced into a desperate situation step by step. In the end, he exploded into a furious roar. Enough. He clenched his fists, his entire body ice cold. Every word seemed to be squeezed out of ice. Dad, I must marry Jixin. Please forgive me. Qin Yuning was so angry that he fainted. The doctor performed emergency treatment on Qin Yuning. In the corridor, Qin Baiyuan flew into a rage at Su Jixin. I warned you not to come, why did you force me like this? Are you happy that my father is like this? Su Jixin curled her lips. She didn't feel any remorse. Instead, she raised her chin high. Wasn't your father very powerful in the past? How did I know he couldn't take it? He's sick. Who knows if he's pretending or not? You, Qin Baiyuan resisted the urge to slap her. What? Do you still want to hit me? You might as well kill me and the child together. Su Jixin was as agitated as a fighting cock. Let me tell you, I didn't do anything wrong to your Qin family. It's your Qin family who let me down. Even if something happens to your father today, he deserves it. Su Jixin. Qin Baiyuan had never hated a woman so much. He pointed at the ward. The one lying inside is my father. If we get married, he will also be your father. How can you be so cruel? I only have one father. Your father has nothing to do with me. If you want to reason with me, wait until you marry me. The two of them quarreled so fiercely that they almost overturned the ceiling of the corridor. Shi Shujing hurriedly stood between the two of them. Stop quarreling. The most important thing now is my father's health. You, before he finished his words, he was slapped in the face. Everything happened so suddenly that Shi Shujing couldn't react at all. He only heard Su Jixin's cursing. Shut up. Why do you pretend to be a good person? Bitch. Shameless. Su Jixin, you've gone too far. Qin Baiyuan pushed her hard. Su Jixin took a few steps back and fell to the ground. She was furious. I'm pregnant with your child. How dare you push me? Qin Baiyuan ignored her. Seeing the 5 scarlet finger marks on Shi Shujing's face, he felt distressed. How are you? I'm fine. Shi Shujing frowned. He felt that Su Jixin was like a mad dog biting people everywhere. Don't touch her. Su Jixin rushed to pull Qin Baiyuan away. I'm pregnant with your child. Don't care about other women. You're crazy. If you hadn't schemed against me, how could I have this child? I don't want it at all. Qin Baiyuan had enough and screamed. I don't want to marry you. Well, I won't marry you. Do you think I'm afraid of you? I'll expose all the scandals of your Qin family. At worst, I'll fight you to the death. Su Jixin looked like he wanted to perish together with Qin Baiyuan, but Qin Baiyuan held onto her tightly. Stop. What? Are you afraid? If you are afraid, listen to me and let this woman go. I don't want to see her. Shi Shujing realized that Qin Baiyuan was not controlled by the child. It was Su Jixin who knew the secrets of the Qin family to threaten him. No wonder he suddenly divorced and was anxious to marry Su Jixin. Qin Baiyuan closed his eyes and suppressed the urge to tear Su Jixin apart with difficulty. He said to Shi Shujing. You go back first. I'll take care of it. Well, Dad, call me anytime if anything happens. Don't call me. You have nothing to do with the Qin family. Stop crying hypocritically. Su Jixin kept scolding. Tomorrow morning, I want to see you go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to divorce. Qin Baiyuan frowned. Why do we have to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau? We can sign the divorce agreement in private. Just do as I say. Otherwise, the thing you're most afraid of will happen. The next morning, Shi Shujing received a text message from Qin Baiyuan, saying that he was waiting for her at the Civil Affairs Bureau. Because she was not sure whether the divorce would be successful, she did not tell Si Wenqin first. When she arrived, Qin Baiyuan was already waiting for her at the door. It was a cloudy day, depressing and breathless. In the dim light, Qin Baiyuan's face became more and more haggard, as if he had suddenly aged more than 10 years. He looked very experienced. He took a deep look at her as if he had a lot to say, but in the end, he said nothing and walked into the Civil Affairs Bureau in silence. The staff was reviewing the documents. The two sat together and did not speak to each other. The despair exuded from Qin Baiyuan hurt Shi Shujing's heart. It was very strange. She used to hate him to death. But when it came to this step, she faintly felt sorry for him. She even felt that they could let go of all the grudges in the past and become friends. It was said that people who had loved each other could not become friends because they would still want to have each other after one more look. She felt that it was possible now because she really did not love him anymore. What was left was the family affection accumulated over more than 10 years and sympathy for him. How is Dad? She had been worried. She did not sleep well last night. He's been rescued, but he's still in a coma. Qin Baiyuan sighed heavily. He did not sleep for the whole night. Not only was he haggard, but even his voice was very hoarse. His heart is not good. Don't agitate him in the future. Shi Shujing comforted him. Don't worry too much. He will get better, will he? Qin Baiyuan smiled bitterly. I don't know. But what I see now is a dead end. Do you know what I've been thinking recently? I've been thinking that this is my retribution. If I hadn't been so ridiculously wrong, I wouldn't be so miserable now. Don't say that. I was the one who insisted on marrying you. If there's anything wrong, it was me who started it. I was ignorant in the past. Fortunately, I can turn back now. To you, it's turning back. To me, it's falling into a bottomless abyss. Qin Baiyuan's eyes were red and bloodshot. It was very frightening. Shi Shujing, do you know? I really don't want a divorce. He sounded like he was crying. I've never regretted so much in my life. If I'm given a chance to live again, I'll definitely cherish you. But in this world, there's no medicine for regret. I lost you just like that. When I realized that I fell in love with you, sometimes I think that life is really absurd. Maybe people like me don't deserve to be happy. Maybe the rest of my life will only get more and more desperate. Don't think like that. Shi Shujing patted his shoulder. Chapter 193. Qin Yuning's body was already like that. He had to accept it even if he didn't want to. He could only take good care of it. The only thing he was worried about now was that Su Zhishen would ruin his life. They hadn't even gotten married yet and they were already in such a mess. He didn't know what would happen in the future. Did she use your mother to threaten you? You know too? Qin Baiyuan laughed bleakly. It seems that I'm the only one who was kept in the dark. I must apologize to you for this matter. Those photos were taken by my friend when he went to follow your mother, but I only wanted her to break off her relationship with that man. I don't know how they leaked out. I'm really sorry. There's no point in saying this now. Sooner or later it will be discovered. It's not your fault. Qin Baiyuan sniffed, so sour that he wanted to cry. I've already thought of everything, but what else can I do? I can't let the whole world see those photos. His father had stomach cancer and his mother had betrayed him. Qin Baiyuan couldn't believe it, but as a son he had no other choice. He had to protect his family. But are you going to let those photos threaten you for the rest of your life? Su Zhishen is already like this, and she will only become more and more excessive in the future. Do you want her to continue to control you? Sooner or later you will go crazy. So what? Anyway, I'm already in hell. I'm just continuing to fall. The situation is already like this, can it get any worse? Shi Shujing, if it wasn't for you then to me, it would be the same no matter who I marry. I don't know what to do, I can only take one step at a time. If you need help, just look for me. I don't want to. Because every time I see you, it will only make me love you more, make me want to have you even more. The affectionate and hoarse voice made Shi Shujing's heart ache. Here. Divorce certificate. The elder sister in her 50s gave them the certificate, shook her head and sighed. Young people nowadays don't take marriage seriously anymore. Those who come for divorce are all in their 20s and they've only been married for a few years. I say when you first got married you treated it like child's play. You didn't think it through and didn't see if you were compatible with each other. You thought it was fun and got married in a moment of passion. Not even 2 years later, when you didn't get along well, you came to divorce. Is this how you play divorce? People of our generation view marriage as sacred. We only get married once in our lifetime. Which couple doesn't quarrel? But as long as they tolerate and understand each other, They can live together for the rest of their lives. The next time you get married you must think it through. Don't be so reckless again, understand? Qin Baiyuan's hands were trembling. He had wanted to tear up the marriage certificate, but now he wanted to tear up the divorce certificate. Shi Shujing heaved a sigh of relief. As soon as the two of them walked out of the Civil Affairs Bureau, before they could say goodbye, a group of reporters surrounded them, holding microphones and cameras as they crazily squeezed forward. President Qin, are you here for a divorce? Do you have a new lover, or did Mrs. Qin betray you? Which one of you cheated on her? Didn't President Qin have stomach cancer? Won't it hurt him if you divorce now? Dozens of reporters surrounded the two of them, and Shi Shujing had nowhere to escape. She was almost blinded by the lights. She felt that human nature was really cruel and greedy, and these reporters were undoubtedly the greediest vampires. They could take other people's tragedies as their own feasts, greedily sucking their blood. Get out of my way. Qin Baiyuan stood in front of Shi Shujing trying to get her out of the crowd, but every corner was blocked by the reporters. President Qin, please respond. Did you divorce because Mrs. Qin cheated on Mr. C? Didn't you say that you were very close last time? Now you're slapping yourself in the face. While pushing and shoving, Shi Shujing's divorce certificate was pushed away and picked up by the reporters. Look, the divorce certificate. Take a picture, take a picture. Give it back to me. Why did we divorce? This is our business, not yours. Mrs. Qin, you're too ashamed to say that you cheated, right? Shi Shujing was annoyed. I can sue you for slander if you don't have evidence. Why not? I have the evidence with me. A voice interrupted, and the reporters automatically made way for Su Zhixin, who walked over proudly. Su Zhixin sent photos to the reporters as she walked. They were of her and Mr. C, and some of them looked very intimate. It's Mr. C. Look at the time, it was after the scandal broke out, which means that they have been together all this time. Now that the evidence is conclusive, are you still going to sue me for slander? Su Zhixin crossed her arms and looked at Shi Shujing proudly. Everyone, the situation is very clear now. Qin Baiyuan divorced Shi Shujing because of her betrayal. Besides, my wedding with Qin Baiyuan will be held next month, and you are welcome to attend. The reporters were in an uproar. Su Zhixin had been a secret lover for more than a year, and it was revealed that she had a miscarriage and now she was getting married. This was too dramatic. President Qin, is this true? You're getting married so soon after the divorce? Su Zhixin. Qin Baiyuan wanted to tear her apart, but she ignored his hatred, pushed Shi Shujing away, and intimately put her arms around Qin Baiyuan's arm, leaning her head on his shoulder and smiled sweetly. Of course it's true. If it were you, would you choose a woman who could sleep with anyone? Mrs. Qin, oh no, the former Mrs. Qin, do you have anything to say about the betrayal? Don't you feel ashamed? How long have you been with Mr. C? The reporters were like wolves and tigers, forcing Shi Shujing into a dead end. Shi Shujing is my woman. A man's voice came clearly, low and strong. The reporters looked back and saw that it was Mr. C. Even in such a gloomy weather, his body seemed to have a halo of light, dazzling, elegant and noble. He was very tall and straight, and everything else around him paled in comparison. Only he was lively, handsome and dazzling. He walked over and pulled Shi Shujing, who was like a small boat in the wind and rain, into his arms and announced to everyone. She is my woman. Su Zhixin stared at Shi Shujing with jealousy, hating every man for protecting her, especially Mr. C, such an outstanding man. Qin Baiyuan's face was completely pale. He was unwilling and heartbroken, but what could he do? The reporters took a long time to react and asked hesitantly. So, you admit that Shi Shujing betrayed you? President Qin's scandals are not strange to you. Which woman can bear her husband's betrayal every day? No matter how kind Shi Shujing is, there will be a day when she can't bear it. And I love her so much. It was I who took the initiative to provoke her and pursued her shamelessly, so she was gradually conquered by me. It was Mr. C who took the initiative. Where was Shi Shujing's charm? The reporters couldn't help but re-examine her. But her ex-husband was President Qin, and her current husband was Mr. C. She naturally had her own uniqueness. She looked delicate, gentle and kind, low-key and not ostentatious. Maybe this was her charm. Compared with the high-profile Su Zhixin, Shi Shujing seemed to be more attractive to men. Shi Shujing didn't expect that Si Wenxin would admit it in front of so many reporters. She felt a little uncomfortable and uneasy, but Si Wenxin held her wet hand. His dry and warm big palms soothed her heartbeat, giving her strength and courage. He had endured for her for too long. She didn't want to hurt him anymore. She had to be brave for him, for this relationship. Their fingers were interlocked. Even if there was a storm ahead, even if she was despised by the world, Shi Shujing was not afraid because he was by her side. However, the reporters didn't want to scold her now. The reporters' attitude towards Shi Shujing changed to understanding, even envy, and bless her. The tense atmosphere relaxed. The reporters teased. So Mr. C is serious? Isn't it obvious enough? How serious is he? To the extent that he can get married. Shi Shujing's little heart skipped a beat, and her face turned red. Qin Baiyuan's face became paler. As long as Shi Shujing agrees, I'm ready to marry her at any time. Why don't you ask her when she is willing to marry me and make me the happiest man in the world? The reporters laughed. Today is a good day. Anyway, we are in the Civil Affairs Bureau, and we have brought our household register. Why don't we get married today? Yes. Let's get the certificate first and then arrange the banquet. Today's almanac is not bad. Originally she wanted to humiliate Shi Shujing, but she didn't expect the situation to turn out like this. Su Zhixin gritted her teeth in hatred. Betrayal is betrayal. No matter how nice it sounds, it can't change the fact of betrayal. Si Wenxin smiled lightly. You're just a third party, what right do you have to say such things? His smiling voice carried a hint of danger. You've racked your brains for the position of Mrs. Qin. Now that Shi Shujing doesn't want to throw it to you, shouldn't you be grateful to her? Speaking of which, we're your matchmakers, or else you wouldn't even have a chance to be Mrs. Qin. If you really get married one day, remember to send us an invitation. We'll definitely attend. Old residents of the Si family. Si Lan returned home and was discussing with the hotel about the dishes for Sibo Hong's 70th birthday banquet when she suddenly heard a loud bang upstairs, startling the servants. Si Lan hurriedly went upstairs to take a look. Another cup had fallen and shattered beside her feet, almost hitting her. Dad, what's wrong? Si Bai stared at the TV, trembling with anger. Dad. Si Lan followed his gaze and saw the news on the TV. She knew that this relationship would come to this, but she didn't expect Si Wenxin to make such a big deal out of it. Evil creature, Sibo Hong was shaking with anger. Dad, Wenxin is just, shut up. It's all your fault and you still have the cheek to say it? What does it have to do with me? If it wasn't for you, would Wenxin have gone to provoke Shi Shujing? Don't think that I'm really muddle-headed and don't know what you and your brother are planning. Si Lan was really baffled by this accusation. Dad, it has nothing to do with me. Wenxin liked Shi Shujing, I only... Stop talking, your voice is annoying. Chapter 194. Does he think that no one will know who he is just because he has the identity of Mr. C? The C family's reputation has been tarnished by him. Go now and call him to come back immediately. I got it. Don't be angry, I'll try to persuade him maybe. Just do it, are you deaf? What nonsense are you spouting? Si Lan's heart was once again hit hard. The reporters took photos and chased after them. Si Wenxin naturally pulled Shi Shujing into the car. On the way, the giant screens on both sides of the road played the news about them. Shi Shujing shook her head. Fine. I thought Mrs. Qin wasn't famous, but now the whole city knows about her divorce. She's on the headlines with you. The corners of Si Wenxin's lips curled up. It was a beautiful smile as he held her hand. I want the whole world to know that you're mine. What do you mean by fishpond body? It's so mushy. Fishpond body? I want the whole world to know that I'm the owner of this fish pond. Sigh. You definitely don't read Weibo, so you don't know what I'm talking about. This is called a generation gap, Uncle C. Shi Shujing emphasized every word and smiled mischievously. You're talking about me like that? Be careful that I don't spank you tonight. Shi Shujing made a face. The car stopped at a less crowded place. Si Wenxin leaned over and kissed Shi Shujing passionately. She was stunned for a few seconds before kissing him back. When they separated, they were both panting. Si Wenxin's heart surged when he saw her blushing face. He couldn't help but peck her lips a few times. Shi Shujing, you finally belong to me completely. Yeah, I like this feeling too. As long as I'm not letting you down, don't you think I'm very selfish? Yes, but bad people usually live long lives. I'll be the bad guy with you. Are you afraid? I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of anything. His gaze was so earnest that it almost melted her, but Shi Shujing liked it very much. He couldn't wait for it to become even hotter, to melt her just like that, to let the two of them become one. She felt that her heart had already become that of an affectionate Cheong Yao girl. Her mind was filled with thoughts like, "We'll live and die together, you're the wind, I'm the sand." He was not afraid even if the heavens fell and the earth cracked, until the seas dried up and the rocks crumbled. Right, look. Shi Shujing happily handed over the divorce certificate, like a child who had just received a little red flower and was eager to be praised. "You finally got rid of that scum." "He's not a scumbag anymore. He's quite pitiful. He was threatened by Su Jishin to get married. Thinking about it, I sympathize with him. Are you sure it's appropriate to remember your ex-husband in front of your current boyfriend?" "I'm not worried about him, I just pity him. I don't like it. From now on he's a stranger and he has nothing to do with you. You have to take a detour when you see him, understand?" "No, but changing positions is more intense for both you and me. This is called learning and growing together as a couple." Si Wenshin spouted nonsense with a straight face. He thought he would be rejected, but who would have thought that Shi Shujing would reply in a natural and unrestrained manner? "That's fine. You accompany me to watch sci-fi movies, then I'll accompany you to watch action movies." "When did you become so open?" "That can't be helped. Uncle C only has a few years of strength left. Of course I have to hurry up and fulfill your wish. Otherwise, won't it be very pitiful if you have the heart but not the strength in the future? F***ck off. Will I have the heart but not the strength? Just don't beg for mercy tonight." Shi Shujing blinked mischievously. "Come on, who's afraid of who?" While the two were teasing each other, Si Wenshin's phone rang. He glanced at the screen and frowned slightly. Emotions were fleeting, but Shi Shujing was still able to see them. After getting along with him for a long time, she was slowly able to grasp his emotions from small details. Si Wenshin turned on the Bluetooth and picked up the call. "It's me. Dad saw the news and is furious. He wanted to do it. Since he could do it, he was not afraid." "Really, can't you keep a low profile? Must you make a big fuss? It's not like you don't know that Dad cares about his face. How can he stand it? He's clamoring for you to come back." "I'm not free now." "Where is she? Is she beside you?" Are you going to fight Dad to the end? Do you only want her now and don't even care about Dad? He's so old." "I know. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll hang up first." Shi Shujing pursed her lips. "Is it your home phone?" "No, it's the company." "Oh," she didn't expose him. "If there's an emergency at the company, then you can go back first. I'm going back to the company to complete the resignation procedures." "Aren't you going to celebrate your divorce?" Si Wenshin smiled easily, and the sun shone on her eyes. "I'll definitely do what I promised you. Don't think about anything else. Today let's have a good date." In order to watch a movie in peace, Si Wenshin booked an entire cinema. There were only 2 people in a cinema with 160 seats. Shi Shujing was not used to it at first. After the movie started, she slowly pulled her attention back to the screen. Si Wenshin was purely spoiling her. There was a private cinema in his villa, so there was no need for her to come here. But most importantly, she wanted the feeling of a date. Seeing that she was so focused, Si Wenshin was also very happy. Now, the most precious thing in the world to him was her smile. Shi Shujing was watching the movie. Si Wenshin looked at her without blinking. He didn't look at the screen at all. When she smiled, he also smiled. And Shi Shujing only realized this halfway through the movie. "Why are you looking at me? The screen is there. For me, you are much more beautiful than the movie." Especially when he looked at her under the light of the cinema. "Sit next to me." "Am I sitting next to you?" "Share a seat with me." "No, it's too crowded." Shi Shujing stared at the screen. "No, I'll watch the movie." "Baby, come. I want to be closer to you." Shi Shujing really couldn't resist his offensive, so he had to compromise. He was born tall and it was crowded for him to sit alone. Shi Shujing didn't know where to squeeze. Si Wenshin pulled her to sit on his lap, wrapped his arms around her waist and hugged her tightly. Shi Shujing was a little uncomfortable and moved twice. "This will block you. I'd better sit back." "No, I like you sitting on my lap." His tone was so stubborn that it sounded a little childish. Shi Shujing had no choice but to accept him. She continued to watch the movie. Whenever she opened her mouth, Si Wenshin would feed her popcorn and drinks. Gradually she got used to his service. Until, Shi Shujing's face suddenly turned red. You feel it?" Si Wenshin bit her ear, his hand went under her clothes and searched. "Don't." Shi Shujing felt very uncomfortable. "We're in the cinema. You watch your movie and I'll touch mine." It won't affect me. Why won't it affect you? If you do this, I can't watch. Her body was already a little uncomfortable, and her voice was trembling and coquettish, which made Si Wenchen even more tempted. Since we can't watch it, why don't we do something more meaningful? Let's watch the movie first, then go home. Do you think I can hold it in until we go home? There's only the two of us in the cinema. Don't be afraid. I don't know. Chapter 195. Baby, I want you right here. Si Wenchen held Shi Shujing's face and kissed her lips. When they left the cinema, Shi Shujing kept her head down. She was so shy that she did not dare to look at anyone, as if they could see what had happened in the cinema with just one glance. When they got into the car, Si Wenchen lifted her chin. Are you still shy? What do you think? It's all your fault. She's not even afraid to have sex in the wild. What are you afraid of? You're so timid. After eating his fill, the corners of the man's mouth revealed a seductive smile. It seems that I have to bring you to experience it often so that you can slowly get used to it. I don't want to. She felt embarrassed just thinking about it. When they passed by the pharmacy, Shi Shujing suddenly remembered that she did not wear her mask just now. She wanted to ask him to stop the car, but for some reason she did not say it. Looking at the handsome and calm man beside her, Shi Shujing's heart became very soft and very calm. She thought maybe it was only past 10 o'clock when they got home. After taking a shower, Si Wenchen pulled Shi Shujing to study an action movie, until both of them were exhausted and she fell asleep. In the morning, Shi Shujing really could not get out of bed. In a daze, she heard some rustling sounds. When she opened her eyes, Si Wenchen was putting on his clothes. You're leaving? Yes. He walked over and sat down by the bed. He held her face and stroked it over and over again, his eyes as tender as water. Why are you looking at me like this? I can't bear to leave you. I haven't left yet, but I've already started to miss you. So mushy. The corner of her mouth revealed a happy smile. If you miss me, then come back early tonight. I'll wait for you to cook. It's okay, I might be very late. You eat first, don't wait for me. In her heart, there was a hint of melancholy in the tenderness. Is that so? But I don't have an appetite if I can't wait for you. Silly girl. Even if I'm not by your side, you have to eat well, understand? Si Wenchen leaned forward and kissed her forehead. Sleep well and wait for my return. Trust me, I won't let anyone hurt you. Si residence. Silan rushed forward. Dad told you to go home yesterday. Why didn't you come home? You even turned off your phone. He threw a tantrum the whole night and almost fainted. Yes, I know. I will take care of it. Si Wenchen said indifferently and went upstairs. As soon as he entered the door, Sibo Hong scolded him angrily. Kneel. Si Wenchen knelt down without a trace of hesitation. Look what you've done. You've disgraced our Si family. I warned you a long time ago to stay away from that woman. Not only did you not listen to me, you even made such a big fuss. Are you trying to anger me to death? I didn't mean to anger you, but I do like her. Hee. Serious to the extent that you're willing to marry her? Si Baihong almost fainted from anger when he thought about how he had said such a thing in front of everyone. That kind of woman is fit to marry into our Si family? She's already divorced. Can divorce erase her disgraceful past? Even if she's divorced, she's still someone else's wife. You have so many women to choose from. Why did you choose a woman who's married twice? Si Wenchen replied. She is who she is, that doesn't mean anything. Let me tell you, Shangyang CEO's wife is definitely not that kind of woman. Don't tell me you're willing to give up Shangyang for her? I've never thought of inheriting Shangyang. Good, you're really good. The Si family's hard-earned foundation is not even comparable to a woman who's married twice. Is this the good son I've taught? I didn't contribute anything to Shangyang. It doesn't belong to me. All these years, it's elder sister who's been working hard. She's the heir. You're the only heir. Silan stood at the side, her face pale. I'll ask you again. Do you want Shangyang or that woman? I want her. Si Wenchen said firmly. Also, she's the woman I love, not that woman. Please don't call her that. She's called Shi Shujing. Sibo Hong was so angry that he took a few steps back. His old body couldn't take it anymore. Unfilial son, bring the family rules. Dad, go get it. Silan could only bring the whip. Your brain has already been bewitched by that woman. Then I'll beat you to wake you up. Sibo Hong whipped Si Wenchen. Very quickly his skin was lacerated. Scarlet wounds were everywhere. It was a ghastly sight. Cold sweat fell like rain, but he clenched his teeth and held on, not letting out a cry of pain. This whip landed on Si Wenqin's body. Sibo Hong was in even more pain. He didn't know why the son he was most proud of would become like this because of a woman. He couldn't count how many times he whipped. He was exhausted. Dad, Silan supported him. Don't hit him anymore. You? What do you want me to do? Sibo Hong's expression changed from anger to helplessness and sorrow. His eyes shone with tears. What do I have to do to wake you up? Si Wenqin's entire face was covered in sweat. His face was green as if he could faint at any moment. I'm very awake. I know what I'm doing. If you knew, you wouldn't be so stubborn. I won't let you see her. You better wake up. Sibo Hong called the butler. Lock the young master in his room. Without my permission, no one is allowed to enter. I won't watch you ruin your future. Since you're not awake, then I'll lock you up until you wake up. Silan brewed a cup of ginseng tea. Dad, don't be angry. Can you calm down first? I'm really worried that something will happen to your body. Wenqin caused such a ruckus? How can I not be angry? Sibo Hong was heartbroken. What did I do wrong? Why did he become like this? Actually, I've met Shi Shujing before. She's not a bad girl. You can try to give her a, shut up. I don't want to hear such words. When Sibo Hong heard this, his anger rose again. In any case, as long as I'm alive, that woman can forget about stepping into our C family. Go, get Wenqin's phone. We can't let them contact him. I know. It's one thing for you to have a good relationship with him. But on this matter you have to stand on my side. You have to understand that I'm the only one who truly cares for him. Sibo Hong warned. If you dare to help them in the dark, you can forget about stepping into the company in the future. Silan moved her lips but didn't say anything in the end. Sorrow. Shi Shujing slept until midnight before she woke up. Then she went to the company. Everyone looked at her as though she was a monster. They discussed and pointed at her. They were probably wondering how a woman who betrayed her husband still had the face to appear in her ex-husband's company. But now that things had come to this, public opinion no longer had any effect on her. They could say that she betrayed him. Anyway, she was already divorced and was with Si Wenqin. The truth was the truth. She was very satisfied. In the afternoon she packed up her things and tidied up the office. Just as she finished writing her resignation letter, Su Zhixin swaggered in. To think that you still have the face to come back. Shi Shujing, you're really thick-skinned. I'm just tidying up my things. Can't you see? Everything here belongs to Blue Sky. There's nothing for you. I won't take away anything that belongs to Blue Sky. But I won't leave behind anything that belongs to me. Shi Shujing smiled sarcastically. Why are you so free to visit me today? I'll take over your position. It's really messed up now. Any Tom, Dick, or Harry is a project manager. Do you know anything about projects? You don't need to know whether I know or not. Anyway, everything that belongs to you will be mine in the future. Whatever. Shi Shujing shrugged as if it didn't matter. If you like to take over so much, then you can take over all of them. Anyway, I don't even want a basin of spilled water. Only you care about it so much. Su Zhixin was very angry with him. You're really climbing on Mr. C's high branch. You're speaking with your back straight. But don't forget that it was Qin Baiyuan who didn't want you. You're the one who was abandoned. Whatever. It's meaningless to pursue these things now. Shi Shujing handed over his resignation letter. I'll leave this to you. Su Zhixin tore it into pieces. It's not that you resigned but that Blue Sky fired you. Don't talk nonsense. Do you have any shares in Blue Sky? Do you have a title? If you haven't become the wife of the CEO, don't try to intimidate me. It's not convincing. Whether I resign or you fire me, I quit. You take your time to clean up this mess. It'll be enough for you. If you leave, don't even think about taking a penny from Blue Sky. Chapter 196. You hit me first. Do I have to stand still and let you hit me? Sorry, I'm not that weak. Shi Shujing was not as tall as Su Zhixin, but her aura was stronger than hers. It could even be said that she was a little arrogant. I don't care if you continue to be stubborn. But Qin Baiyuan and I have completely ended. Don't bother me anymore. You know very well who my man is. If you offend me, don't think about living a good life. After saying that, he shook off her hand, picked up his cardboard box and left. After entering the elevator, the door was about to close, but it was forcibly opened by a hand. Qin Baiyuan squeezed in. The originally handsome man was tortured to look haggard, and the two dark circles under his eyes were very scary. In the closed and narrow space, the atmosphere was a little depressed, and it was even more so at this moment. Qin Baiyuan looked at Shi Shujing. She looked down at the cardboard box and did not speak. You, resigned? In the end he broke the silence first. His voice was hoarse, weak, and there was a kind of exhaustion of losing the game. Yes, we're divorced. It's not good for me to stay here. It seems that you want to completely break off relations with me. Maybe we will still meet in the future and we will still be friends. I didn't expect that it would end like this. Qin Baiyuan smiled a little desolately. Don't worry, I just want to send you off. Thank you. By the way, I have already signed the transfer of shares. I will ask the lawyer to pass it to you. Do you think I will still care about those? The only person Qin Baiyuan really cared about was her. She was clearly in front of him, but he could not hug her and he could not make her stay. The strong sense of powerlessness almost suffocated him. No matter what, it is not mine and I don't want it. Since it's going to end, it's better to do it cleanly. Besides, what happened yesterday may have caused you trouble. I apologize to you on his behalf. There's no need. He also did it because he loves you. To be honest, his actions shocked Qin Baiyuan. In the past, he always lied to himself that Mr. C was just playing with her feelings, and she would regret it sooner or later and return to his side. However, if it was just playing with feelings, a man would not announce it to the world in such a high-profile way. He had lost, completely and utterly lost to him. Su Jixin's behavior is indeed despicable. I also feel sorry for you, but no matter what, she is pregnant with your child. She is innocent. Try to give her a chance just for the sake of the child. Yes, I know. If I lose you, I won't be living for myself anymore. Since that's the case, at least I have someone to rely on. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I wish you happiness. When the elevator arrived, Qin Baiyuan watched her leave and walked out of his life completely. His legs were glued to the ground and he did not have the courage to take that step. The moment she closed the door, she finally shed tears. Shi Shujing bought some groceries from a nearby market. When he got home, he quickly prepared dinner and waited for Si Wenxin. After a long time, it was 7 o'clock. She estimated that he should get off work, so she called him, but no one picked up. Shi Shujing did not eat and continued to wait. When it was 10 o'clock, she knew that he would not come back, so she brought the dishes back to the kitchen untouched. She felt a little disappointed and a little uneasy. It was not until 12 o'clock that she called him again and the call went through. Wenxin. After a few seconds of silence, an old but vigorous voice was heard. I'm Si Wenxin's father, Sibo Hong. Shi Shujing's heart skipped a beat. Uncle, hello? Wenxin will never see you again? Just give up. Impossible, he won't not see me. What did you do to him? He's my own son. What else can I do to him? If you care about him, don't pester him anymore. I didn't pester him. We really love each other. A shameful extramarital affair, and you still have the cheek to say that you really love each other? Don't you have any shame? I'm sorry, I didn't want it to happen, but it just happened. I'm already divorced. Divorce doesn't mean that the shameful past can be erased. In my eyes, you'll always be a dirty woman. You don't deserve to enter the C family. The harsh insults were like a slap to Shi Shujing's face. Her face burned with pain, but she persisted. I understand how you feel, but Wenxin is already an independent person. You shouldn't control him and you can't control him. How dare you speak to me like this? I'm just speaking the truth. I didn't mean to offend you. If you really love him, please respect his choice. It's because I love him that I can't watch him destroy his future for a woman like you. A stain is a stain and it will never change. I'm warning you for the last time. Don't pester him anymore. Otherwise, not only you but the people around you will also suffer. Uncle. After the call ended, Shi Shujing was filled with worry. She expected this kind of situation, but it was more serious than she thought. The phone was in Sibo Hong's hands, which meant that Si Wenxin was also under his control. However, she didn't know where the Si family home was. Even if she went there, she wouldn't be able to see Si Wenxin. She didn't know how he was right now. She was really worried. She couldn't sleep the entire night and only slept for 2 hours the next morning. In a daze, she heard the phone ring. Shi Shujing hurriedly picked it up. Wenxin. Hello, monsieur. I'm Nurse Li from the hospital. She touched her forehead and realized she was covered in cold sweat. She was very tired. What's the matter? The hospital can't continue to provide treatment for your mother. Please take her back. Didn't I already pay for her medical fees? Since she can't stay in the hospital anymore, hurry up and take her back. I've paid for her medical fees. What right do you have to do this? Who gave the order? I don't know about that. Anyway, hurry up and take her back. Otherwise we'll just push her out. Shi Shujing rushed to the hospital and saw her mother's bed in the corridor. There were people coming and going, but no one was in charge. She was so angry that her whole body trembled. She grabbed Nurse Lee and questioned her. Why is my mother here? Didn't I tell you? Push her out if you exceed the time limit. Nurse Lee was still so confident. I've paid for the fees. What right do you have to treat a patient like this? Don't ask me. Anyway, it's orders from above. I'm just carrying it out. Which above? The director? The doctor? I don't know. So, anyway, we won't take it. The hospital fees will also be refunded to you. Hurry up and push her away. It's not nice to see her blocking the road. What? Who gave the order? Call him over. I want to ask, is this how your hospital treats people? The two of them tugged at each other and were almost about to fight. It attracted some people to watch. Let go. It's not my responsibility. Why are you grabbing me? Then tell me who it is. Anyway, it's an order from above. Shujing? Shujing? Yan Zizhuang reached out anxiously. Stop arguing. Let's go. Shujing? But Shi Shujing, who was in a rage, would not listen to her. She grabbed Nurse Lee and refused to let go. She insisted on an explanation until Yan Zizhuang fell off the bed. Mom, are you okay? Shi Shujing hurriedly helped her up. Nurse Lee took the opportunity to run away. Stop arguing with them. It's meaningless. Yan Zizhuang gritted her teeth. Her face was pale. Let's go. But why are they bullying us? Shi Shujing's heart ached. Her eyes were red. Forget it. I'm fine. Yan Zizhuang touched her face and forced a smile. Let's find another place. In the morning, Shi Shujing brought Yan Zizhuang to several hospitals. But when they saw her identity card, they all rejected her. Shi Shujing argued no matter how hard he tried. He had no choice but to send Yan Zizhuang back home. There were a few layers of blankets on the bed and a cushion under her pelvis. Shi Shujing was still worried. Why don't I buy a more comfortable bed? No need. This is good. The hospital beds are harder. You must be tired. Rest for a while and don't bother. Shi Shujing sighed. She had been biting people like a mad dog the entire morning. She was indeed mentally exhausted. She sighed and sat down. I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't take good care of you. What's wrong with those hospitals? Why are they doing this to you? Maybe it has something to do with Mr. C. Her words enlightened Shi Shujing. In the morning, she was busy arguing with the hospital and did not have the time to find out the reason. She thought of Sibo Hong's warning last night. Could it be him? Si Wenshin was such an upright person. She did not think that his father would be so despicable as to use a patient to threaten her. How did you know? There's no television in the hospital. I heard from the nurses that you and Qin Baiyuan have divorced, right? Yan Zizhuang's tone was calm, but one could tell that she was a little disappointed and helpless. Yes. Shi Shujing felt very guilty. She did not dare to go to the hospital these 2 days. She could only convince herself that she did not see the news. But how could anyone not know about it? I'm sorry, Mom. I understand. You and Qin Baiyuan have always had conflicts in your relationship. I'm a woman, so I can understand you. But from a mother's point of view, I definitely don't want to see my daughter get divorced and bear so much blame. Although your happiness is the most important, we all live in public opinion. We can't ignore what others think. Of course, I hope that my daughter is innocent and respected. Mom, I really tried, but it's impossible for me and Qin Baiyuan to be together. I didn't like Mr. C from the start. I was slowly moved by his sincerity. He treats me very well. I can't think of a better man than him in the world. He doesn't mind your past, but can his family accept you? They are already so extreme that they used me to warn you. What does this mean? Yan Zizhuang patted Shi Shujing's hand. If I strongly oppose you and Mr. C, will you be put in a difficult position? Yes. Similarly, Mr. C is in a dilemma now. Moreover, he is a man and has to bear the responsibility of his family. He can't do whatever he wants. If he breaks up with his family because of you, how can you feel at ease in the future? Chapter 197. Shi Shujing was confident in Si Wenshin now, but in the future. She was not sure if he would regret it. I know what you're saying, but I really love him, Yan Zizhuang shook her head. When I was young, I thought that love was more important than anything. At my age, I learned that it's more important to find the right person. That's all you said. Don't you love Dad? Even if you have to bear the blame, you still take care of him. That's why I've lived a tiring life. If I could choose again, I wouldn't let myself suffer so much. So, I don't want you to follow in my footsteps, understand? Shi Shujing was speechless. After a long while, she mumbled. But if you want me to let go now, I can't. People are like that. They won't turn back unless they're badly injured. I'm tired and want to sleep. You should rest too. As she closed the door, Shi Shujing silently looked at Yan Zizhuang. She looked so haggard and old. Yan Zizhuang blamed herself for implicating Yan Zizhuang, causing her to suffer together with her at such an old age. Her heart ached. She called a nurse and promised to come tomorrow. Shi Shujing was feeling depressed when Gao Zhuqing called. Accompany me to the bar to get high tonight. She smiled bitterly. I'm not in the mood to get high now. What's wrong? What happened? Nothing. Do you have something good to celebrate at the bar? Bullshit. I'm fired. What happened? I want to know too. I was doing well and was about to be promoted to deputy editor. In the morning, the president called me in and told me not to come tomorrow. Of course, I'm not that easy to fool. I asked him why, but he couldn't explain. In the end, I made a scene and smashed his things. He asked the security guards to throw me out. Don't you think it's infuriating? Are you listening? Yes. I'm listening. I have something urgent to attend to. I'll hang up first. Shi Shujing thought about it. Only Silan could help her now. She rushed to Shangyang. After waiting for a while, Silan walked in. I'm sorry. I have a few important clients and can't leave. Silan sat down. What would you like to drink? Tea or coffee? No, thank you. I have something urgent to discuss with you. Can you arrange for me to see your father? What happened? He kicked my mother out of the hospital, and now no hospital dares to accept her. He also fired my friend. Is that so? Silan smiled. This is indeed like my father's methods. In order to force you to submit, he has many ways. You can't beat him at all. This is a conflict between me and him. If he has something against me, why does he want to deal with my family and friends? This kind of behavior is despicable. Silan was indifferent. In other words, do you think that the man who managed Shangyang to this scale is a good person? Compared to the mutual deception in the business world, this is just child's play. No matter what, I want to see him. What can I say when I see him? Tell him to stop? Do you think he will? It's not that I don't want to help you, I just don't want you to provoke him again. For this matter, he even used the family law on Wenshin. What do you think? Family rules? Shi Shujing was shocked. Then how is he? His condition is very bad. His skin is torn and he has a high fever. Since he was young, my father has always doted on him. He can't even bear to scold him, let alone hit him. This shows how angry he is. Shi Shujing's eyes turned red. Is he badly injured? Yes. In order to force him, my father didn't allow anyone to treat him. Now his wound is inflamed and he is unconscious from the fever. I don't know how long he can hold on. Can you let me see him? I beg you. What's the use of seeing him? Moreover, my father is at home. You can't go in. There must be a way. I beg you. I'm really worried about him, Shi Shujing begged in a sorrowful voice. Didn't you say that you will help us? I beg you. It's not that I don't want to help, but if I'm discovered, my father will also use the family law on me. He won't know. That's your younger brother. Aren't you worried? Shi Shujing was just short of kneeling down and begging. Silan was in a dilemma for a long time before she relented. My father will be going out for a while tomorrow. I'll bring you in, but when it's time, you have to leave. Shi Shujing nodded her head vigorously. All right. I'll listen to you. The next day, Shi Shujing followed Silan to the C residence. Before entering, Silan reminded her many times to hurry up. The moment they entered the room, Si Wenshin was sprawled on the bed. He was still wearing the shirt he was wearing when he was beaten. His back was badly mutilated and filled with ghastly wounds. Shi Shujing's tears immediately fell. She covered her mouth to prevent herself from crying out loud. She walked to the side of the bed. Si Wenshin's entire face was flushed red from the fever. His lips were chapped and cracked. His breathing was rapid and hot, and he was mumbling incoherently. Shi Shujing, I'm here. Wenshin, I'm here. Shi Shujing held his hand as her tears fell down. Her face was tightly pressed against his hand, burning her skin. Wenqin, I'm here. Sure Shujing? I'm here, can you feel it? Can you hear me? I'll stay with you. As if he could feel her presence, Si Wenqin's heavy breathing gradually calmed down. Sure Shujing gently stroked his haggard face as she sobbed. It was all her fault that he became like this. Everything was her fault, but why was it the people around her who suffered? This was unfair to them. She took out the first aid box and carefully cleaned Si Wenqin's wounds. He groaned a few times in pain, but he was still in a daze from the fever. He did not wake up. Sure Shujing helped him up and fed him the medicine, but he could not swallow it at all. She ground the pill into powder, mixed it with water and put it in his mouth. Then she fed him mouth to mouth. After a few times he finally managed to swallow a little. Si Wenqin opened his eyes in a daze. His cloudy eyes seemed to brighten up for a moment. Sure Shujing? It's me. I'm here. Si Wenqin fainted again. Downstairs, Si Lan kept looking at her watch as she paced back and forth anxiously. Why are you back? The sudden voice scared her so much that her face turned pale. Dad, didn't you go out to play golf? I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood for anything. Sibo Hong grumbled in frustration. Don't you need to go to work? I'm not feeling well today. Once Si Lan lied, her eyes started to drift as she subconsciously looked around the room. How's Wenqin? He's having a high fever. Sibo Hong sighed. In the end he could not help but worry. Get Dr. Zhang to come and see him. Emma. I got it. You woke up early today, why don't you go back to your room and rest? I'll just sit in the living room and go see him later. Then change your clothes first. What's wrong with you? Why do you keep looking at his room? I'm just worried about him. Sibo Hong realized that things were not so simple and frowned. She's upstairs? Zilan shivered. Who? You know who I'm talking about. Looking at her panicked eyes, Sibo Hong knew that he had guessed correctly and smashed a cup. You dare to go against my wishes? I'm just worried about Wenqin. You're harming him. Bring that woman down here. When Sibo Hong saw Sure Shujing, it was as if he had seen his enemy. His face turned ashen like a ferocious beast. You're really daring. You actually dared to come here and use Si Lan to go against me. I was the one who begged her to bring me in. It's all my fault. Sure Shujing was afraid of Sibo Hong, but at the same time he was furious at his despicable actions. Hence, he wasn't afraid of him and straightened his back to confront him. I, Sibo Hong, have been in the business world for so many years and have seen all kinds of people. How could I not see through your little tricks? However, you're really amazing. Even my son was fooled by you. I've never lied to him about anything and I didn't seduce him first. If you understand your son, you'll know that he's not a brainless person. He knows what he's doing. He's not clear-headed at all, that's why he was fooled by you. He thought it was love, but it was actually a meticulously designed trap by you. Sure Shujing snorted. If you think of human nature in such a despicable way, then I have nothing to say. I did climb up to the C family, but I didn't use any dishonorable methods. You, on the other hand, actually used my family and friends to threaten me. How despicable. Sibo Hong had never been talked back to like this before. Furthermore, it was by the woman he hated the most, so he was instantly enraged. You're a married woman, yet you seduced my son and had an extramarital affair. Isn't that despicable? I've never seen anyone as despicable as you. Don't talk to me about true love. SL*T like you has no right to talk about love. That's your opinion. I can understand that you despise my background and my past, but that doesn't mean you can hurt Wenqin and the people around me. Do I need you to tell me what I want to do? Those were just small warnings. If you dare to take one step closer to Wenqin, I'll destroy everyone around you one by one. Finally, I'll destroy you. To Wenqin, it's just a woman he lost. He'll never break ties with the C family because of you. Sure Shujing's eyes burned with anger as he clenched his fists tightly. Aren't you afraid that he'll hate you for doing this? No matter how much he hates me, I'm still his family. We're family and can't be broken no matter what. But you mustn't overestimate your own importance. No matter what you say, I won't give up on this relationship. Fine, Sibo Hong sneered. His eyes flashed with a cold light that could destroy everything. I'd like to see how much longer you can hold out. Si Wenqin had a very long nightmare. In his dream, Sure Shujing and Sibo Hong stood on opposite ends of a cliff, on the verge of falling. They both reached out to him for help. Wenqin, son, Sure Shujing, dad? He was in a dilemma. In the end, both of them fell off the cliff. He knelt down in despair and let out a heart-wrenching scream. No, Shi Shujing, Shi Shujing, Shi Shujing. Si Wenchen woke up from his nightmare with a start. His entire body was covered in cold sweat. There was a blurry figure by his bedside. Shi Shujing? That person held his hand. After a long time, his vision gradually cleared up. When he saw that the person in front of him wasn't Shi Shujing but Si Lan, his heart instantly sank. Sis. We're getting married, so it's only right that you meet them formally. Do you know why we got married? Is this interesting? Will your parents believe we have feelings for each other? I don't care. Whatever I want to do, you have to do it. It doesn't matter if it's real or fake, we're getting married. Even if you have to put on an act, you have to put on a show. I don't want to go. I have other plans. What plans? Su Jixin immediately turned around and questioned. You want to see Shi Shujing again? No. You're lying. You just want to see her. Have you guys made plans? No. I just want to go drinking with a few friends. Those scoundrel friends of yours again? You can't go. You guys spend your days drinking and doing nothing good when you hang out with them. Don't hang out with them in the future. Qin Baiyuan was disgusted by this. It's none of your business who I hang out with. Why not? I'm your wife. In the past, I didn't have the right to ask who you hung out with and which woman you played with, but I'm very unhappy. I won't allow this to happen in the future. You monitoring me and controlling me like this annoys me. I don't need another mother to control me. How dare you compare me to your mother? Su Jixin was furious. He suddenly stood up and said sarcastically, You're right. I won't have an affair behind your back and have those photos taken. Qin Baiyuan clenched his fists. Shut up. I won't allow you to say these things. It's the truth even if you don't say it. Let me tell you, if you want to be a filial son, you'd better do as I say. Otherwise, the whole world will know how shameless Mrs. Qin is. The private room was resplendent, but the atmosphere was very depressing. Su Feng's face was gloomy. His wife, Lin Baihe, was sitting next to him. Su Jixin and Qin Baiyuan were sitting opposite. Qin Baiyuan's face was also gloomy. No one said anything for a few minutes. Su Jixin tried to break the silence. Dad, don't you like the seafood in this restaurant the most? There are fresh oysters today. What do you want to eat? Do you think I'm in the mood to eat now? Su Feng snorted coldly. It could be seen that he was restraining his temper. Otherwise he would have rushed up and hit Qin Baiyuan. Didn't we agree to have a good talk? Why are you angry again? If I were serious, it would be more than this. Su Feng had been staring at Qin Baiyuan. He suppressed his anger for a long time and said reluctantly. After what happened last time, I really hate your Qin family. I don't want Jixin to have anything to do with you. But she just likes you and is pregnant now. That's why I reluctantly agreed to your marriage. According to my temper, I really don't want to marry my daughter to a bastard like you. Qin Baiyuan's face was expressionless as he spoke calmly. I don't want to marry her either. Su Jixin's face turned pale. Su Feng immediately pounded the table and stood up. What did you say? Say it again? What's wrong with my daughter? Why should she be trampled on by you like this? Has your conscience been eaten by a dog? I just don't want to marry her. Qin Baiyuan, Su Jixin warned him with gritted teeth. Don't forget what you promised me. I promised to marry you, but I didn't say what kind of attitude. I'm just telling the truth. Su Feng shouted that he wanted to slap Qin Baiyuan. Lin Baihe and Su Jixin hurried to stop him. Stop arguing. Aren't you trying to embarrass your daughter? I put her on the spot? It's this bastard who embarrassed her. Why should my daughter be trampled on by him like this? Do you think my Su family is afraid of the Qin family? Stop it. Qin Baiyuan stood up. You guys eat slowly. I'll leave first. Qin Baiyuan, stop. In the lobby outside, Shi Shujing and Gao Zhuqing found a seat by the window. Why are you so nice today? You specially invited me to dinner. You are busy swimming in the river of love. Do you have time to care about me? Didn't you resign? I care about you. Gao Zhuqing was still smiling, but the dark circles under her eyes were heavy. Shi Shujing could see that she was also depressed and couldn't help but feel guilty. It turns out that I can only win your sympathy when I'm fired. It seems that I have to be fired a few more times. Ba ba ba. A child's words carry no harm. Don't speak nonsense. What happened next? What else can I do? That's it. Of course I'm not reconciled. I even found a lawyer, but he said that it's not easy to fight the lawsuit and advised me not to mess around. Gao Zhuqing shrugged. This is the way of society. Those without power and influence, even if they know the truth, will never be able to defeat those with power and influence. Sometimes I have a tough temper, but sometimes I have to give in. I don't care about that place. I just feel that it's a pity. I worked hard for 2 years and finally got recognized. I was about to be promoted, but I was fired for no reason. How can I not be angry? It's strange. I have Mr. C as my backer. How dare they touch me? Moreover, I sent a few resumes after that, but they didn't respond. Feels like someone is suppressing me. But I didn't offend anyone. Maybe I'm overthinking. You know, I'm from the Moonlight clan. I have no savings. If I can't find a job as a reporter, I may only be a waiter in a restaurant. Is it that bad? Absolutely. Don't you think eating and drinking is stressful? Without money, I can't stay in this city for even a day. If you need money, I can give it to you. No? My principle is that I won't ask my friends for money even if I starve to death, especially my best friend. That way, I will feel like I owe you a favor and I won't be able to lift my head. Shi Shujing smiled bitterly. In fact, she owed her, but she really didn't have the face to ask. Let's not talk about this. The boat will cross the bridge when it comes to it. How can I starve to death? Let me have a meal with you first. Drink some wine and 2 bottles of erguoto. What erguoto? Beer will do. It's okay. Don't you know how much I can drink? 1 or 2 bottles won't make me drunk. Gao Zhuqing drank 3 or 4 bottles. Shi Shujing knew that she was in a bad mood, so she let her vent. But she was too drunk and made a scene. Shi Shujing had to carry her and leave. No, I'm not leaving. I still want to drink. Boss, 2 more bottles. No, 5 more bottles. Gao Zhuqing's face was as red as a monkey's butt. She panted heavily and kept burping. Shi Shujing almost fainted from the smell. Stop it, let's go. I'm not leaving. Continue drinking. Don't stop me. Gao Zhuqing stumbled and accidentally bumped into a strong woman. She even stepped on her foot. The strong woman immediately became angry and scolded her. How can you walk? Don't you have eyes? I'm sorry. She drank too much. Shi Shujing quickly apologized, but the other party didn't let it go. You can step on someone's foot just because you drank too much? Do you know how expensive my shoes are? If you want to throw a fit, go to the roadside stalls. Why would a poor woman come to a high-end place? What did you scold me for? Poor woman? Gao Zhuqing pushed her angrily. Poor woman, who are you scolding? You're pushing me? So what if I'm scolding you? You're a troublemaker. I just stepped on your foot. What's wrong with that? My shoes are expensive? So what if I stepped on them? Gao Zhuqing stepped on her foot again. You're courting death. Both parties started to fight, and the lobby manager rushed over to mediate. After Qin Baiyuan came out of the private room, he was annoyed by the noise. But when he saw Shi Shujing, he quickly walked over and pulled away the strong woman who was fighting with them. Then he escorted them out of the hotel. Shi Shujing's hair was in a mess and she looked embarrassed. Chapter 199. To Qin Baiyuan it was no trouble at all. As long as he could help her a little, he was willing to go through water and tread on fire. After the divorce he had been living like a zombie every day. It felt as if he had not seen her for a century. There was a big hole in his heart, and it was as if someone was clutching and scratching his heart all the time. It was very uncomfortable. He raised one of his eyebrows and looked at Gao Zhuqing with a look of disgust. What's going on? She had too much to drink and accidentally stepped on that woman's foot. Troublemaker. Qin Baiyuan had a stomach full of resentment towards Gao Zhuqing. If not for her, Shi Shujing and Mr. C would not have gotten together so smoothly. Therefore, she was one of the reasons for their divorce. Qin Baiyuan wanted to throw her to the side of the road. I told you not to associate with this kind of person. She's not a good woman. Gao Zhuqing was originally drunk, but when she heard this, she mumbled something. You're not a good man? She looked at him with her drunken eyes. Qin Baiyuan, you look haggard. What's wrong? Are you tortured by that B*TCH? You deserve it. B*TC, scum? Oh, dumb. How can a person like you still have the face to live in this world? If I were you, I would have killed myself and reincarnated. Say one more word. Qin Baiyuan lifted her by the collar. Don't do this. Shi Shujing hurriedly stopped him. She's drunk. Why are you arguing with her? This D*MN woman. She's the same whether she's drunk or not. I'll tear that stupid mouth of hers apart sooner or later. I'll hold her. You go and flag a taxi. I'll send you back. It's too much trouble. You should have friends around. It's okay. I'm alone. Seeing that Shi Shujing was struggling to support Gao Zhuqin, Qin Baiyuan simply carried her on his shoulder and shook her a few times on purpose. Gao Zhuqin felt nauseous and almost threw up. The two of them got into the car. Just as Qin Baiyuan was about to get into the driver's seat, Su Zhixin caught up and grabbed him. Where are you going? None of your business. Today is our family's meal. I won't allow you to leave. My parents are still waiting for you. Why are you waiting for me? Are you waiting to cut me down? Qin Baiyuan sneered coldly. You are a family, but you and I are not a family. We're going to get married soon. Why not? My dad's attitude isn't good, but it's normal. You were the one who let me down in the past. What's wrong with him scolding you? Do you need to have such a childish temper? You left just because you didn't want to embarrass me. Qin Baiyuan was annoyed every time she spoke. I don't want to listen to your nonsense. Get out of my way. Qin Baiyuan, Shi Shujing? Su Zhixin took a closer look. There were two people in the back seat, Shi Shujing and Gao Zhuqing. She was instantly annoyed. Why are the two of them here? You threw a tantrum and left just to see her? Or did you bring them here? It's none of your business. I'm your wife. Su Zhixin went to open the car door angrily. Vixen, come out, shameless, bitch, come out. Have you had enough? Qin Baiyuan shouted angrily. He grabbed Su Zhixin's hand and threw her more than a meter away. She fell to the ground and looked at him in disbelief. You hit me because of that bitch? You're a lunatic. Shi Shujing wanted to go out, but Qin Baiyuan locked the backseat door. She couldn't even open the window. She knocked on the door several times. Qin Baiyuan, I'm pregnant. How could you do this to me because of her? Su Zhixin's eyes were red. She didn't know whether it was because of anger or sadness. She pointed at Shi Shujing and asked, do you want her or me? I never wanted you. You're the one who pestered me. The way Qin Baiyuan looked at her was filled with disgust. Then why did you provoke me in the beginning? That was in the past. We should have ended long ago. It's you who didn't give up. You threatened me with the photos. I could only marry you. But don't expect me to treat you well. You can't control my heart. Qin Baiyuan's face was gloomy. He was extremely heartless and said word by word coldly. The only person I love is Shi Shujing. I just want to treat her well. As for you, since you want to pester me, just do it. But don't dream about my heart. Besides, this is between you and me. If you want to hurt her, I won't let you get away with it. After saying that, he got in the car. Su Zhixin rushed over and knocked on the door, but she couldn't stop the car from roaring away. Qin Baiyuan. Come back, she shouted and collapsed on the ground. Tears of despair flowed all over her face. Shi Shujing kept looking back at Su Zhixin. He asked Qin Baiyuan to stop the car, but he kept driving. You'd better drop me off on the side of the road. I'll take a taxi back. Qin Baiyuan sneered. You're still worried about Su Zhixin after she treated you like that? Are you really that great? I'm not great and I'm not worried about her. I just don't want the child in her belly to suffer. After all, she's pregnant and she's pregnant with your child. What if she gets emotional or something happens to her? Qin Baiyuan narrowed his eyes coldly and was very heartless. It's better to have an abortion. I don't want that child anyway. How can you say that? The child is innocent. The relationship between you two is your business, but I don't want to be a third party and quarrel with her again and again. I don't want to hear these words. Shi Shujing, do you know that I'm very sad? Every second with her is torture. Only when I'm with you I feel better. Shi Shujing felt that Qin Baiyuan was also unlucky in his marriage. When he was with her in the past, he must have suffered a lot. Now that they finally divorced, he changed his wife and the situation was even worse. It probably had something to do with his character. He was too vicious. After getting out of the car, Shi Shujing helped Gao Zhuqing upstairs. After she finished vomiting, he helped her to the bed and wiped her face. After working for a long time, he was sweating profusely. He thought that Qin Baiyuan had already left, but who knew that he was still waiting, leaning against the car door, smoking. His brows were furrowed and his face was full of melancholy. Shi Shujing paused. When did you start smoking? She knew that those friends around him smoked and drank heavily. Qin Baiyuan also drank, but he never smoked because he felt that the smell of cigarettes was bad. I was in a bad mood so I smoked one and became addicted. There were cigarette butts around Qin Baiyuan's feet, and his smoking posture was also very skilled. Obviously, he had been smoking heavily recently. How is she? She fell asleep. Her work has not been smooth recently. That's why she's like this. Qin Baiyuan sneered coldly. When was she not like that? I don't know how you can be friends with her. You have no right to criticize my friend. Qin Baiyuan opened his mouth. Forget it, I don't want to quarrel with you. Go home early, I'm going to take a taxi. Don't go. Qin Baiyuan grabbed her hand, but after she glanced at him, he felt her resistance and immediately let go. I'm sorry, I just want to stay with you for a while more. What you're doing is tantamount to quenching thirst with poison. It's meaningless. I know, but I can't control my heart. Just stay with me for a while and leave after smoking this cigarette. Qin Baiyuan lit another cigarette. Seeing him like this, Shi Shujing couldn't help but soften his heart. He said, watching him smoke silently. Smoke less, it's not good for your lungs. You care about me? Isn't it inappropriate for me to ask you this? Am I asking to be humiliated? Qin Baiyuan laughed self-deprecatingly. Are you laughing at me in your heart? No. I know there are some things I shouldn't say, but I just can't control myself. I'm already in such despair, what else can't I say? Qin Baiyuan, don't say anything, let me finish. You know me, I've always been very arrogant, always thinking that my starting point in life is higher than others, looking down on everyone, thinking that I'm infallible. But in the end, the most important thing is out of my control. Don't you think it's ironic? Now, I'd rather be an ordinary person. Who can live a smooth life? Everyone has their own hardships. I understand. I'm not someone who can't endure hardships, but I feel terrible in my heart. That kind of suffering is more torturous than the suffering of the body. Do you know what kind of life I've been living recently? I can't sleep every night. Every night when I go to sleep, I wish I could just fall asleep and never wake up again. You're still young, don't say such things. Once you get through this, everything will get better. You used to hate me, but haven't you changed your mind now? No matter how bad Su Jixin is, at least she loves you. Maybe after you have a child, the situation will change. Qin Baiyuan shook his head. Impossible. I'll only hate her more and more. Every day I hate her more and more. Thinking of her threat, a trace of coldness appeared in his eyes. If it weren't for my worry for my parents, I really want to die with her. Shi Shujing was shocked. Qin Baiyuan, don't worry, I won't do that. I'll fight with her and I won't let her hurt my family. It's getting late, let's go back. He had watched her leave time and time again, suffering heartache. At this moment, a strong impulse suddenly surged in Qin Baiyuan's heart. He grabbed Shi Shujing's wrist and pressed her against the car. With a sudden force, her back hit the car door. It was very painful. At the same time, he pressed his body down and pressed against her. What are you doing? Qin Baiyuan's eyes were deep and passionate. His eyes seemed to be burning with two clusters of hot flames. Under the light, he looked like a beast, causing her to be stunned for a moment, as if she was about to be melted by the flames. Why can you live so well when I'm in so much pain? Could it be that there's really no place for me in your heart? He gritted his teeth and asked. Every word was squeezed out from the gap between his teeth. It was gloomy, but it was as hot as fire. Shi Shujing, could it be that you've liked me for so many years? Could it be that our 3-year marriage has no meaning to you? About this, haven't we already made it very clear? It's over and we should move on. But I don't want to. Do you know? I don't want to. I'm in so much pain. Qin Baiyuan's eyes were shining with tears and he growled in a low voice. Chapter 200. Her eyes were cold, like a sharp knife cutting into Qin Baiyuan's heart. That feeling of despair was unprecedentedly strong. Shi Shujing. I love you. I really love you. Qin Baiyuan hugged her tightly with a strong urge to disregard his own safety and everything else. His arms tightened as if he wanted to embed her into his body. Shi Shujing felt as though she was about to be broken by him. All the bones in her body were squeezed together and it was painful. She resisted his embrace, but she couldn't bear to see his trembling body. Qin Baiyuan, there was a hint of pity in his low voice. Don't be like this, I love you. I love you. He held her close and whispered in her ear over and over again the intensity of his feelings. I love you, what should I do? I'm dying from the pain. Sometimes I really want to snatch you back without caring about anything, but seeing you so happy, I can't do it. Can't you really come back to me? I beg you. He clearly knew that begging like this wouldn't bring her heart back. Everything was filled with a thick sense of despair. But just like a person in the darkness, when he saw a glimmer of light, he longed to firmly grasp it, even if he knew that the light would disappear in a fleeting moment. It was like a survival instinct that made him beg in such a humble manner. I love you. Once I do something wrong, is there no chance to turn back? I really know that I'm wrong. Can't you forgive me? His low and hoarse voice was heart-wrenching. I'm sorry. Don't say sorry. I don't want to hear it. I only want you. Qin Baiyuan was enraged. He pinched her chin, stared at her for a few seconds and suddenly kissed her. No, Shi Shujing tried to dodge but she couldn't. His lips covered hers and the thick smell of tobacco filled her nostrils. She struggled with her hands and feet, but he held her down. He grabbed her wrists with one hand and pulled them above her head. There was a fishy and salty smell. Tears? Qin Baiyuan wanted to ignore her and continue kissing her, but the taste made him feel even more pain. His rough movements gradually stopped, but his lips were still pressed against hers. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Let me go. Shi Shujing bit his tongue and his lips were stained with a trace of blood. Don't force me to hate you, Qin Baiyuan, don't force me. Hate me? Qin Baiyuan smiled bleakly. That smile was indescribably desolate. It's good that you hate me. At the very least, you still remember me so you won't forget me completely, he smiled wryly. How did we end up like this? Why do I have to lose you after realizing that I've fallen in love with you? What have I done wrong? You did nothing wrong. Shi Shujing pushed him away. His eyes were red. Let's not meet again. I'm leaving. Don't follow me anymore. Her footsteps were hurried and she stopped a taxi. Shi Shujing was exhausted. She took out a tissue and tried desperately to wipe the taste of him off her lips. She rubbed hard until the skin on her lips was scratched and there was a strange scarlet color. The lights outside the window were waning. The city was still beautiful in the night, but she couldn't express her deep sorrow. Qin Baiyuan wasn't doing well, but was she doing well? She loved a man deeply, but she couldn't be by his side. They had gone through so many difficulties together, but she couldn't even grasp their future. Wasn't this torture for her? It was too tiring. In this city, every single one of them was working too hard, dragging her exhausted body back to the apartment. Shi Shujing was even a little afraid when she opened the door. She didn't want to face the loneliness in the apartment. The sweet figures of the two of them were still vivid in her mind, and it made the reality look even more miserable. She opened the door and turned on the lights. She pinched her eyebrows and walked forward. Suddenly she saw a figure on the sofa. She was so scared that she screamed and dropped her bag on the floor. And that person was Si Wenxin, the person who made her so worried that her heart was clenched. He was leaning on the sofa, breathing heavily. Wenxin, Shi Shujing rushed to him. Why are you here? Si Wenxin looked exhausted. His lips were dry and pale and even cracked. He couldn't hide the pain, but there was a hint of happiness in his eyes. He raised his arm and caressed Shi Shujing's face. I'll be wherever you are. He coughed a few times as his blood rushed to his head. Cough, 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 cough. I'll get you some water. Don't. Si Wenxin pulled her, and his eyes were stubborn. Let me take a good look at you. Shi Shujing felt a lump in her throat. Are you in a lot of pain? How's the injury on your back? Let me take a look. I'm fine. It won't hurt as long as I look at you. The corners of Si Wenxin's mouth twitched, and he used his finger to wipe away the tears at the corner of her eyes. Silly girl, why are you crying? How can I not cry when you're like this? Shi Shujing's eyes were red, and she felt a lump in her throat. Do you know how worried I was about you? I couldn't eat or sleep for the past few days. I had nightmares every night. I'm really afraid of losing you. Silly. Who am I? Do you think I'll fall so easily? Si Wenxin held her hand and kissed it. Although he was tired, his eyes were filled with affection. We're going to spend the rest of our lives together. How can I leave you behind, Wenxin? Shi Shujing threw herself into his arms. She couldn't control her tears and they fell like a broken dam. I love you so much, I really, really love you. All the grievances and worries that she had been holding back erupted at this moment. Si Wenxin smiled blissfully. Hearing these words, he felt that it was worth it no matter how much suffering he had to endure. The two of them hugged each other quietly for a long time, enjoying the hard-won happiness. After a long time, Shi Shujing finally calmed down, and she looked at him with teary eyes. Why are you back? Weren't you locked up by your father? My sister helped me, Will she be punished? Si Wenshin shook his head. I'm the one who made a mistake. If you escape just like that, he'll definitely find someone to capture you. Let's leave this place quickly. Si Wenshin smiled. Where'd? Run for our lives? I don't know. Anyway, let's leave this place first. Silly girl, how can I bear to let my woman run away with me? We'll stay here and not go anywhere. But your father? Don't worry, I have a way to deal with him. He's old, and I don't want to have a head-on conflict with him. This matter has already been blown out of proportion. I let him beat me up because I wanted him to vent his anger, but it doesn't mean that I'll give in. However, I didn't expect that he would hurt your mother and Gao Zhuqing. I'm sorry that you've suffered. No, I'm not afraid. Shi Shujing shook her head, held his hand and interlocked their fingers. As long as I'm with you, I'm not afraid of anything. Since I can't make him accept us after compromising, we can only face him head-on. Don't worry, all the grievances are over. I won't let you suffer any more harm, not even my father. But, what about him? After all, you're father and son. I don't want you to break up because of me. Shi Shujing was filled with worry and guilt. I hope that our relationship is blessed, especially for your family. Give him some time and he'll slowly understand. Don't think so much for now. I just want to look at you quietly and hug you. That's enough. His lips landed on the top of her head. At this moment, the hug had soothed all the pain in Si Wenshin's body. What's the big deal about this little injury? For the woman in his arms, even if he had to sacrifice his life, even if his bones were crushed, he was willing. In the Si residence. When Sibo Hong discovered that Si Wenshin had escaped, he flew into a rage and scolded Si Lan. She knelt in the hall, not saying a word. Only when Sibo Hong was tired of scolding and sat down did she speak. Dad, I know it's my fault. You can scold and hit me all you want, but don't get angry and harm your body. What's the use of scolding or hitting you? I shouldn't have given birth to a daughter like you. Sibo Hong's words were extremely harsh. Si Lan's heart was stabbed once again, bleeding. If she had a choice, she didn't want to be born in this family. She couldn't even feel the warmth of a family. It was really sad. I told you to watch over him for me, but you actually let him go. Are you deliberately going against me? Or do you want to destroy Wenshin so that Shangyang will fall into your hands? I never thought of it that way. It's best if you don't. Even if you do, it's a waste of effort. Listen to me clearly, Shangyang belongs to Wenshin. No matter how dissatisfied I am with him, it can't change this. You can only assist Wenshin, but don't even think about using Shangyang. I know. I've never thought of replacing him. I also know that in your eyes, I can't compare to him no matter what I do. I'm doing this for your sake. You've severely punished him, but you can't change his mind. What else can you do? Moreover, he's so heavily injured. Continuing to lock him up is just forcing him to the road to death. The son of Sibo Hong isn't that weak. He's just being deceived by that woman. As long as I lock him up for a period of time and don't let them meet, he'll wake up and know that I'm doing this for his own good. His nostrils flared and his face turned green with anger. He's not a 3-year-old child. He's a person with his own mind. He'll do whatever he wants. I've also advised him, but he can't do without her. Dad, if you love Wenshin, then grant him his wish. Grant him his wish? This was simply the funniest joke Sibo Hong had ever heard. His face was full of absurdity. Don't even think about it. If that woman Shi Shujing wants to enter our house, she'll have to step over my dead body. Zhang. He angrily called for his bodyguard. Bring Wenshin back within an hour. Yes, master. Si Wenshin lay on the bed and Shi Shujing carefully helped her take off her shirt. Her back was covered with whip marks and almost none of them were unscathed. Some of them had already scabbed, but there were still some that were scarlet red, and the flesh had been turned inside out. She couldn't believe that a father would be so cruel to his son. At the same time, it also showed how strong Sibo Hong's attitude on this matter was. Even if he was beaten to death, he couldn't accept this relationship. Chapter 201. What's the matter? I'm too ugly. Did I scare you? Si Wenshin joked, trying to comfort her in this way. Don't worry, there won't be any scars. How do you know? When I was young, I often saw my father whipping my sister or bodyguards. The wounds would eventually recover. If you take good care of it, there won't be any scars. Why is your father so violent? He used to be in the army. He likes to solve everything with violence. However, he has never hit me. He didn't even scold me. Thinking of this as a son, Si Wenshin couldn't help but smile bitterly. He loved his father and respected him. Even though he was busy with work and seldom came home, the feelings he had for his father were very deep. Who didn't want their father to be kind and filial? They wanted their father to live out his life in peace and have his children and grandchildren around him. Unfortunately, he was so old and might not be able to bear it. Seems like he's really angry this time. Yes, he's just short of peeling my skin. Si Wenqin teased. You still have the mood to joke? Otherwise you'll cry again. I'm the one who will feel sorry for you. Your father really hates me. That day he also said some harsh words. However, I'm not so fragile. I'll try my best to understand him. Shi Shujing carefully helped him apply the medicine. Seeing him clenching his teeth and clutching the blanket, she said with heartache. If it hurts, scream. Si Wenqin's forehead was full of cold sweat, but he still smiled and panted. Silly, I'm a man. Can't a man scream? If it hurts, scream. It won't hurt so much. What kind of logic is this? Si Wenqin squeezed out a pale smile. It's just a small injury and you're screaming. How can I raise my head in front of you in the future? The burden of being an idol is too heavy. After carefully applying every wound, Shi Shujing exhaled softly. It won't hurt so much if I breathe. You're my best painkiller. What if your father keeps opposing us? I mean, no matter how hard we try, he won't agree. Forcing you to choose between the two, what will you choose? Shi Shujing was in a dilemma. He didn't know which answer he wanted to hear. Everyone should choose their own family. After all, blood is thicker than water and family is the most important. But subconsciously, she selfishly hoped that he would choose her. Must you answer such a difficult question? Are you making things difficult for yourself? Just take it as a mental preparation. Si Wenqin closed his eyes and remained silent for a long time. Shi Shujing no longer had the courage to find out the answer. I'm sorry, just pretend I never asked. After a long time he heaved a long sigh. I will fight with my life on the line, but if it doesn't work, I won't give up on you. Shi Shujing, in this life I have already decided that you are the only one in the whole world. I don't want to let you go. Wenqin, Shi Shujing's eyes were moist. He choked with sobs and once again shed tears. But this time they were tears of happiness. Me too. No matter what happens, I will stay by your side. No matter what your father does to me, I'm not afraid. Even if the sky falls, I'll be fine as long as you're here. At this moment, the hearts of the two were closer than ever. When facing difficulties together, the two were even more determined to love each other. In the past, because they were very happy together, they didn't want to let go. But now, even if there are many difficulties, even if they go through difficulties, they won't let go. Love is very determined. The doorbell suddenly rang. Shi Shujing jumped up like a bird startled by the mere twang of a bow. It must be your father. Shi Shujing panicked, but Si Wenqin looked calm. Give me a new shirt. Shi Shujing hurriedly gave it to him. The shirt stuck to his back and the pain made his lips turn pale again. Is it very painful? It's okay, don't worry. Si Wenqin clenched his fists, suppressed the pain, and restored his arrogant, powerful and dignified look. Wait here. No, I want to be with you. Shi Shujing hurriedly held his hand, as though she was afraid that he would abandon her. Si Wenqin smiled. All right. Let's face it together. Outside the door there were more than 10 bodyguards dressed in black. Zhang stood at the front. He was a few years younger than Si Wenqin and had been by Sibo Hong's side since he was young. Hence, the relationship between the two was like that of brothers. Young master. Zhang bowed respectfully. He was burly and was as tall as Si Wenqin. Old master invites you back. I won't go back. Old master is already very angry and scolded eldest Mississippi. Please don't make things difficult for me. I've said it very clearly. I won't go back. Don't you understand? Such a Si Wenqin was awe-inspiring. Zhang repeated his words. Please don't make things difficult for me. I don't wish to make a move on you. Shi Shujing was so nervous that her palms broke out in cold sweat. There were so many people standing outside and Si Wenqin was injured. If they were to make a move, we've known each other for so many years. You should know my personality. If I say that I won't go back, then no one can take me away today. Even if my father comes personally, he won't be able to do so. Zhang frowned. Then I'm very sorry. I can only escort you back. No. Shi Shujing hurriedly stood in front of Si Wenqin and said anxiously. He's injured. If he were to make a move, his wound would split open. Wenqin, you should go back with them first. I've said it before. Wherever you are, I'll be there. Si Wenqin smiled relaxedly. He lowered his head and held onto Shi Shujing's shoulders. There was a gentleness in his eyes that made her feel at ease. Wait for me. I'll be back soon. I don't want to. Don't fight with them. You can't beat them. Shi Shujing shook her head vigorously. She was so anxious that she sounded like she was about to cry. Don't look down on your man. Be good. Si Wenxin kissed the top of her head. When he got up, his eyes suddenly turned cold. Let's go outside and settle this. Wenxin, the door was closed. In the corridor, Si Wenxin was facing off against more than 10 bodyguards. The powerful aura emitted from his body made one shudder. All of you come at me together? Ah Zhang was also worried about Si Wenxin's wound. He was extremely unwilling to fight with him, but he couldn't go against Sibo Hong's orders. All of you get out of the way. Young master, I'm sorry. Ah Zhang threw a punch over and Si Wenxin dodged it easily. The punch landed on the wall, but Ah Zhang's muscles were strong and didn't seem to feel any pain. He immediately followed up with another punch. The two of them often practiced Muay Thai together, but this time, it was more ruthless than any other time. Both of them were injured to varying degrees. Ah Zhang grabbed onto Si Wenxin's punch and pressed him against the wall. He held onto Si Wenxin's arm and used the strength of his hand to press on the wound on his back. It tore open again and his shirt was dyed red with blood. Young master, please go back with me. Don't even think about it. Si Wenxin used all his strength and pushed Ah Zhang to the ground. He grabbed onto Ah Zhang's shirt and clenched his fists tightly. The veins on his veins were protruding as he paused in the air. He was panting heavily, and the veins on his forehead were also throbbing. He was like a wild beast that had lost control, as though he could tear Ah Zhang apart at any time. But his last trace of rationality made him stop his movements. He forced out each word through gritted teeth. Go back and tell him that no matter what happens I will never give up on Shi Shujing. Si Wenxin shook him off and stood up. He staggered 2 steps back, but even when he was exhausted, he was still a majestic lion that made everyone fear him. The bodyguards hurriedly helped Ah Zhang up and wanted to grab Si Wenxin by force. However, Ah Zhang stopped them. Let's go. But master, let's go. Ah Zhang took a deep look at Si Wenxin and left. Shi Shujing heard a bang and hurriedly opened the door. Si Wenxin was sitting on the ground, bruised and swollen. His back was covered in blood. Wenxin, she screamed. How are you? I'm fine. It's been a long time since I beat someone up. Feels good. The corner of Si Wenxin's mouth was covered in blood. His eyes were swollen and he could barely open them. I'll send you to the hospital. No need, I'm fine. You're still saying you're fine? Don't force yourself. You have to go to the hospital. I don't want to leave this place. I don't want to leave our home. I just want to be with you. His breath was weak. But your injury? I'll call a doctor over. It's fine. Half an hour later, the doctor arrived and bandaged Si Wenxin's wound. He was busy until midnight. After Si Wenxin took his medicine, he had already fallen asleep, but he kept holding Shi Shujing's hand tightly. She quietly lay beside him, silently watching him. Her heart was filled with all sorts of emotions. Love was supposed to be the happiest thing in the world, but her love had brought him so much suffering. His heart was very uncomfortable and his heart ached. However, to be protected by someone, to not give up even if the world collapsed, was also a kind of happiness. To be loved so passionately and firmly by a man in her life, it could be said that she did not live in vain. She thought that she was a weak person, but the suffering not only did not make her retreat, but it made her even stronger. Even if there was a terrifying storm in front of them, she would unswervingly walk down this path with him. His face was bruised and looked terrible, but every part of it was like a knight's badge. It was the proof of his love for her, and it made her feel very happy. Wenxin, sleep in peace. I'll be by your side forever and ever. This time, Si Wenxin slept very deeply. He almost didn't have any dreams. The next morning, he was awoken by the piercing sunlight. He subconsciously wanted to raise his hand to block it, but when he raised his arm, he found that it was very painful. His mouth let out a cry. You're awake. Si Wenxin closed his eyes. After a while, he slowly opened them. Shi Shujing was standing at the door, holding a tray in his hand. Bathed in the sunlight, it was a bit blurry. He looked at her with a puzzled expression. After a while, he reached out his hand to touch her face. Really? Of course it's true. Otherwise, do you think you're still dreaming? The corner of Si Wenxin's mouth revealed a tired smile. I had this kind of dream before. When I woke up, I found that you're not here. I was very disappointed and missed you. Shi Shujing grabbed his hand and placed it on his face. Then quickly touch a few more times to see if it's true. If it's not a dream, then I'm going to touch other places. Annoying. You're not even healed yet and you're already acting like a hooligan. She helped him up with the pillow and let him lie down lazily. After all, he was a man and had good stamina. After a night of rest, his complexion had recovered a lot. On the other hand, Shi Shujing had taken care of him for the whole night and had dark circles under his eyes. Chapter 202. It's not that long. It's only 3 in the morning. I thought you were going to sleep for the whole day. Are you hungry? Have some porridge. Okay. Shi Shujing opened the bowl and the aroma filled the room. She scooped a spoonful of porridge and blew on it to disperse the heat before bringing it to his mouth. Open your mouth. I'll do it myself. Your hand is injured, it's not convenient. It's fine. You always say it's fine, but it's only fine when your hand and leg are broken? I know you, male chauvinist. You feel uncomfortable being taken care of, don't you? But do you still need to treat me like an outsider? Your girlfriend is feeding you porridge, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. I won't say a word. She winked mischievously, amusing Si Wenchin. Only then did he open his mouth and let her feed him. Thank you for doing so much for me. Compared to what you've done for me, what I've done is not even worth mentioning. I actually wish I could do more for you, but unfortunately, I don't know what else I can do. But I don't want you to worry and bear everything alone. I want you to share the burden. That's enough. Aren't you afraid that you'll spoil me and feed me when I get sick? Not only do women need to be spoiled, men need to be spoiled too. It's normal. You're such a male chauvinist. Can you let me take care of you once in a while? I hope we can always take care of each other until our hair turns white, never to be separated. After Shi Shujing left, Qin Baiyuan did not go home. He stayed out for the night and switched off his phone. The next morning he dragged his tired body to work at 6 in the morning. After working for more than 2 hours, he went to the cafeteria for breakfast. 2 female employees at the next table were gossiping. Did you see the trending topic on Weibo last night? It's the photo of the rich lady's betrayal. Of course I saw it. It's super popular, okay? It's just that there's too much pixelation so I can't tell who it is. Everyone is guessing. There are so many rich families in Flozen City, who knows which one it is? That circle is the messiest. Those photos tsk. It looks like she's in her 40s. The older a woman is, the messier she is. Qin Baiyuan sensed something. As soon as he turned on his phone, a piece of news popped up. The eye-catching red title read, "The Betrayal of a Super-Rich Lady." Others might not be able to recognize them, but Qin Baiyuan could tell at a glance that they were the ones Su Jishin had shown him. His face turned livid as he gritted his teeth in hatred. He rushed upstairs and kicked open the office door in an aggressive manner. Su Jishin, what do you want? She winked at the secretary to close the door. She smiled and looked at him calmly. Yo, aren't you avoiding me like a snake or a scorpion? Why did he come looking for me? So you still remember my name? I thought you had long forgotten who I was. What do you want? Qin Baiyuan slammed his fists on the desk. What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. Last night, you abandoned me and ran away with your ex-wife. I didn't even settle the score with you. Why do you look like you're blaming me? How did I offend you? Were you the one who posted those photos? What photos? Su Jishin rolled her eyes and said in a sarcastic tone. You're talking about your mother? That's right, I posted them. I was in a bad mood yesterday and I couldn't control myself, so I sent those photos out. You? Qin Baiyuan was so angry that his eyes were about to spit fire. He clenched his fists as if he would throw a punch at her at any time. Didn't you promise not to post them? I didn't post the original photos. Why are you so anxious? Who would recognize them? Your mother acted so well. She was a strong woman in the business world and a philanthropist. She talked about benevolence and morality. She was so noble. Who knew she was such a bitch in private? Shut up. What? Su Jishin raised her chin. She was the one who betrayed me. Am I wrong? I've already agreed to marry you. What else do you want? What else do I want? Su Jishin sneered and her eyes were aggressive. When you pushed me to the ground for Shi Shujing, didn't you think that I would take revenge? She glanced at his clenched fists. What? Do you still want to hit me? She walked up to him. Hit me. Hit me. You'd better kill me and our child to get rid of your future trouble. You? Qin Baiyuan's entire body trembled. He used all of his strength to stop himself from strangling her to death. He held himself back so much that the bones in his fingers were cracking. Let me tell you, what I want is not just an empty shell. I want you to be loyal to me. Even if you can't do that, at least you have to be loyal to me. Those photos are just a little warning for you. If you dare to get close to Shi Shujing again, it won't be a mosaic anymore. Su Jishin's eyes were burning with a crazy light, with a reckless impulse. I have nothing to lose. At most, we'll die together. Even if I become a ghost, I'll haunt you. You can't get rid of me. Shi Shujing felt that every minute and second with Si Wenxin was stolen. He cherished it very much and was always afraid that Sibo Hong would suddenly appear. Within 2 days, Si Wenxin's body slowly recovered. After buying a lot of ingredients, Shi Shujing had just walked out of the supermarket when he received a call from Si Wenxin. His anxious voice was heard. Where are you? I'm downstairs in the supermarket. Why are you so nervous? The other party heaved a sigh of relief. I thought you were taken away. Why didn't you wake me up when you went out? I saw you sleeping so soundly, so I wanted you to sleep a little longer. I've been at home these 2 days. The food in the fridge has been finished. I have to go out to replenish the stock. Shi Shujing comforted him softly. In the sunlight, his smile was shining. Come back quickly. I'm worried about you. I'm in the neighborhood. What accident can happen? How could someone kidnap me in broad daylight? What's wrong? As he spoke, the food fell out of the bag. Shi Shujing let out a cry. What's wrong? Si Wenxin immediately asked anxiously. Don't be nervous. The food just fell. As soon as Shi Shujing stood up, a car suddenly rushed toward her, almost knocking her down. A few strong masked men rushed out of the car and held her from behind. What are you doing? Let me go. While struggling, the phone fell to the ground. Shi Shujing struggled with all her might. A piece of cloth covered her nose. A strong smell of ether filled her nostrils. She fainted. Shi Shujing. Shi Shujing, Si Wenxin shouted anxiously over and over again. Damn it. He hung up the phone and dialed another number. It's me. Unit 832. Commander Huang. He was commanding the work. He was going to hang up, but when he saw the phone, he was stunned and walked aside. Wenxin? Why do you have time to call me today? Help me investigate a person. Who? Girlfriend? I'm busy. Where do I have time to help you pick up girls? Don't talk nonsense. She's in danger now. I'll send you her information. Send all the people you have to look for her. She's very important to me. I can't let anything happen to her. Hurry. At the same time, he quickly put on his clothes and drove back to the Si residence. When Sibo Hong heard the servant report that his car had entered the courtyard, he was about to stand up, but he forced himself to sit back down and deliberately put on a very cold expression. Where is she? As soon as Si Wenxin entered the door, he gritted his teeth and asked angrily as if he was going to tear the whole hall apart. I thought you'd never step into the house in your life. Where is she? Questioning me like this as soon as you get home. What's with your tone? Si Wenxin clenched his fists. I'll ask again, where did you take her? Is this the attitude you should have toward your elders? Where is she? I was the one who kidnapped her. What right do you have to do that? This is kidnapping. It's against the law. Talking to me about the law? Are you trying to scare me? Sibo Hong's attitude was also very angry. It was because he knew that he was capable of doing anything that Si Wenxin was very worried. If you have anything, come at me. Don't hurt her. Didn't I come at you? But did you listen to what I said? If it wasn't for your stubbornness, I wouldn't have done anything to her. This is all because of you. I don't want to talk to you about this. Where is she? Aren't you very capable? Then go find her. But I'm not sure if you'll find a living person or a dead person. Unless you make a written agreement to completely cut off all contact with her in the future, I'll let her go. Otherwise, Sibo Hong narrowed his eyes viciously. Her life or death is in your hands. Do as you see fit. Impossible. I'll definitely find her. This is the last time I give in. There's a next time. So what if there's a next time? Sibo Hong slammed the table and suddenly stood up. You're going to kill me for that woman? If this matter wasn't done by you, then that person would already be a dead body. You're my father. I won't do anything to you, but don't force me to hate you. After giving his warning word by word, Si Wenxin gritted his teeth and left angrily. Sibo Hong slumped back on the sofa, trembling all over. His vision turned black and he almost fainted from anger. Evil creature, evil creature. The son that he had painstakingly cultivated for many years, his greatest pride, was now going to turn against him for a woman. This kind of blow was tantamount to directly pulling out his backbone. The man who was at loggerheads just a moment ago was now just an old body. Shi Shujing was awoken by a strong metallic smell. There was still a trace of ether left in her nose, making her whole body weak and powerless. It was as if someone had drained her dry and her whole body was exhausted. After a long time, she opened her eyelids that were as heavy as 1,000 pounds. She slowly opened them and then closed them tiredly. After a few times, she gradually regained consciousness. She was in an abandoned factory. There was steel everywhere and the smell of rust filled the air. There was only one iron window in the entire factory. Sunlight shone in from the gap inside. Her hands were handcuffed to an iron pillar. She struggled desperately, but the rope was too tight and thick. She couldn't break free at all. Instead, she was exhausted. The place where she was tied was badly mutilated. Chapter 203. Just like that, she waited with hope until night fell. The factory was pitch black with only some faint moonlight shining through. It was dead silent, only the howling of wolves could be heard from afar, making her hair stand on end. In the wilderness, her mind couldn't help but have some terrifying fantasies such as snakes, all kinds of wild beasts. She was most afraid of snakes. Thinking of this, she couldn't help but shiver. She shifted her body and looked around vigilantly. Even though she knew that she was scaring herself, Shi Shujing couldn't help but let her imagination run wild. Furthermore, she hadn't eaten for the whole day. Right now she was so hungry that her mind was dizzy. Looking at the pitch-black night outside, she couldn't help but feel a lump in her throat, not knowing when it would end. Don't cry, Shi Shujing repeated this to herself, but she still couldn't help but shed a tear. Dawn came. After a day, it was the most unbearable night. For 2 days and 2 nights, Shi Shujing didn't drink a single drop of water and her life force was being severely depleted. She felt very tired and fell asleep again and again, feeling that it was getting harder and harder to wake up. She could only keep fighting with herself. She couldn't die like this. Why isn't she waking up? Is she dead? See if she's still breathing. Yes. Wake up. Wake up. Don't pretend to be dead. In her daze, she felt someone was pushing her. There were some ear-piercing sounds, but Shi Shujing was too tired and couldn't open her eyes. A basin of water splashed on her face, waking her up. She's awake. I told you she's not dead. This woman is quite good at enduring. She didn't eat for several days and nights and still didn't die. Shi Shujing opened her eyes and her vision gradually became clear. 2 figures were swaying in front of her. It was 2 burly men wearing tight vests with scary tattoos on their arms. She wriggled and her breath was weak. Who are you? Let me go. Look at how badly she's locked up, she can't even speak. A burly man walked behind her and unlocked her handcuffs. Her hands had been handcuffed for too long and the moment they were released, Shi Shujing felt the pain and collapsed to the ground. Should I tie her up? No need. Look at her. She's like a dead dog. Where else can she run to? Shi Shujing didn't want to give up just like that. She used all her strength to crawl forward, but after a few steps, the strong man stepped on her back and laughed cruelly. Look, she's quite stubborn. The other squatted down, pinched her face and looked from side to side. She's not bad looking. No wonder Boss C is willing to give up everything for her. It's such a pity for such a beautiful woman to die like this. Why don't we? He laughed. Shi Shujing was terrified and trembled uneasily. If you dare touch me, he will skin you alive and break your bones. He will make you die a horrible death. But she was so weak that she didn't have the slightest bit of intimidation. Instead, they burst into laughter. Ah, you're about to die and you're still trying to scare me? Now your life is in our hands. We can do whatever we want. You can't escape. The tattooed man was somewhat hesitant. I don't think so. You still want to? Don't talk nonsense. She won't live for long anyway. Who knows? You hold her hands down. I'll take your place after I'm done. Then hurry up. The car is still waiting outside. The bald man's hands were already pulling her body. Her hands were restrained and she could only twist her body helplessly. Her clothes were torn, revealing a large piece of snow-white skin. The bald man's eyes were red. Tsk. This skin is too soft, too good. The tattooed man's eyes were shining. Hurry up. I also want to. How about you take the back and I'll take the front? Let me go. Let me go. Don't cry. Later, you'll beg us to take good care of you. The bald man pounced on Shi Shujing like a wolf that had been starving for a long time. Shi Shujing's eyes were covered with a layer of mist. Was her innocence going to be ruined in the hands of these two beasts? No. She doesn't want to help. Save me. Seeing that the bald man had been freed, the tattooed man couldn't hold back anymore and was ready to move. Bang. An off-road vehicle smashed open the iron gate and rushed in. Damn it. What's going on? The two looked over and saw a figure of Tsang Ong rushing down from the off-road vehicle like Satan. The moment Si Wenshin saw her being pressed under their bodies, his anger rushed to his brain, and his eyes were filled with killing intent. Bossy. Damn it. The bald man hurriedly put on his clothes. Si Wenshin rushed over and dealt with the tattooed man with a few punches. The bald man picked up the iron rod and swung it. Wenshin. Be careful. Si Wenshin's eyes darkened. He nimbly dodged the attack and turned around to kick him. Like a beast filled with hatred, he punched the bald man again and again. The bald man was beaten until he vomited blood and begged for mercy. Don't hit me, but he didn't stop. He grabbed the iron rod and smashed the bald man's head. Blood splattered. Wenshin, Shi Shujing was scared. Don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Under her repeated begging, Si Wenshin suddenly stopped. He dropped the iron rod and ran to her side. Looking at her torn clothes, scarlet marks on her skin, and bloody wrists, he was so angry that he wanted to kill the bald man. Don't. Shi Shujing grabbed his arm and felt it trembling because of anger. She was really afraid that he would kill her. Don't go. Please, I'm sorry I'm late. Si Wenshin hugged her tightly. For the first time in his life, his eyes were red. He didn't dare to imagine what would happen if he came a moment later. His heart was in so much pain that it felt like it was about to be torn apart, bleeding. I knew you would come. I knew, Shi Shujing cried and held his arm tightly like a frightened and helpless child. I've been waiting for you. Always waiting. I'm sorry. I won't let you get hurt again. 2 days later in the hospital, Si Wenshin bought Shi Shujing's favorite cake and saw Sibo Hong in the corridor. He clenched his fists and suppressed his anger. He wanted to leave but 2 bodyguards stopped him. He was about to make a move when he was reprimanded by Sibo Hong. You don't put me in your eyes. Si Wenshin smiled coldly. His eyes were filled with coldness and ridicule. Are you worthy for me to put you in my eyes? How dare you talk to me like this? What else do you want me to do? Si Wenshin walked in front of him and stared at him with 2 clusters of flames burning in his eyes. I really don't want to admit that you're my father. This sentence undoubtedly caused great harm to Sibo Hong. His body trembled and his tough eyes revealed a trace of bitterness. I'm doing this for your own good. For my own good? I don't need you to kidnap my woman in the name of doing this for my own good. The most shameful thing is that you actually let them rape her. Not to mention that you're my father, you're not even worthy as a man. Sibo Hong frowned. I didn't let them rape her. I only asked them to send her to a place where you can't find her. Who knew? If it wasn't your order, would they have the guts to do that? That Shi Shujing can even confuse you. Do you think she can't confuse the other 2? Maybe she's using this to beg them to let her go. Enough. Si Wenshin roared and punched the wall. His finger bones were broken and the veins on his arm were bulging. Don't let me hear you humiliate her again. Otherwise, I don't know what I'll do. At this moment, Sibo Hong felt an unprecedented sorrow. His efforts over the years couldn't even be compared to a woman. His son actually treated him as an enemy because of her. Really sad, misery leaked out from the cold and hard eyebrows. Whether you believe it or not, I didn't let them rape her. Then you used her mother and friends to threaten her and kidnap her. Isn't that shameful? I just wanted to stop you from seeing each other. Do you think that those methods of yours can stop me? Si Wenshin felt that it was shameless. His words were cold and he revealed his snow-white fangs. My feelings for Shi Shujing is something that a cold-hearted person like you will never understand. A man who has a wife but still indulges in debauchery outside, how can he understand what love is? You're still blaming me? That's your life. I won't blame you. But it's not your place to interfere with my life. Don't say that you're doing it for my own good. If you're really doing it for my own good, you won't hurt the woman I love. Sibo Hong's eyes were a little red. She's not worthy of you. Why do you have to be bewitched by such a woman? Whether she's worthy or not, it's not up to you to decide. There are so many women out there, but I only like her. Once I've set my sights on her, I won't change my mind. Even if I'd rather die than agree? Yes. Sibo Hong felt sad and ridiculous. Good, very good. This is the son that I'm proud of. But I, Sibo Hong, don't have a bastard like you. If you want her, then from now on, I'm no longer your father. I'll take it that I've never given birth to a son like you. He left. Si Wenshin's fist seemed to be deeply embedded into the wall. Blood stained the snow-white wall. His chest was heaving up and down violently like an angry beast. He didn't want to take this step, but why did he keep forcing him? 2 days later, other than the fracture in his right hand, Shi Shujing had fully recovered. She had a cast on one hand, flipping through a magazine and waiting for Si Wenshin to come back. Just as he walked to the door, her eyes instantly lit up. Wenshin, you're back. Yes. So you went to buy a cake. Do you like it? Yes, I like everything you buy. After being kidnapped, Shi Shujing's reliance on Si Wenshin deepened. She was like a child relying on his parents, unwilling to leave him for even a moment. Si Wenshin opened the box and fed her mouthful by mouthful. The shop has the best taste of cheese. Try it. I don't like sweets. Just try it. Maybe you'll like it after one bite. You eat it. What's wrong? You're so down after coming back. Shi Shujing asked worriedly. Chapter 204. No. Look into my eyes. You can't hide it from me. Si Wenshin sighed. My dad came to look for me. We had a quarrel. Oh. Shi Shujing's heart was definitely filled with resentment. He's too much. Can you forgive him? She shook her head. In the past, I tried to understand him. But after such a thing happened, I really can't do it. Maybe after some time I can forgive him, but not now. Besides, the problem is not whether I forgive him, but that he won't accept me at all. Yes, so I chose you. Si Wenshin stubbornly looked into her eyes and held her hand. Shi Shujing was stunned. You mean, you too? He broke off the father-son relationship with me? How could this happen? I'm sorry, it's all because of me. Go talk to him again. He might just be angry for a while. Blood is thicker than water. How can family be broken so easily? You don't understand him. He's a man of his words and is very stubborn. Whatever I say is useless. Between the two of you, I chose you. Maybe this is also good. Only by completely opposing each other can I protect you and the people around you. Wenshin, Shi Shujing's throat was choked. I believe it will get better. No matter what happens, I'll be with you. I'm sorry to make things difficult for you. I know how difficult it is for you to make a choice between your family and your lover. But believe me, everything will get better. Okay. Si Wenshin swept away his depression and pinched her face. I lack love now. I need my family. It's up to you. What do you mean? Let's have a child. Having a baby is the greatest comfort for me. Shi Shujing's face was slightly red. I wanted to, but my stomach is still not moving. I didn't wear it at the cinema last time. This kind of thing is very important. I have to work hard. Are you hinting that I should work hard? Annoying. I'm just telling the truth. Can you comfort me tonight? Si Wenshin pinched her face, his eyes burning. You haven't even recovered from your injuries and you're already thinking about that. You're too anxious. When have I not been anxious about you? Si Wenshin kissed her on the lips. Everything you have is mine. It belongs to me alone. If any man dares to have any ideas about you, I will make them die. The scene of Si Wenshin smashing that man's head with his iron stick flashed before Shi Shujing's eyes. He still had a lingering fear. Promise me no matter how angry you are in the future, you'll calm down, okay? When people are impulsive, they can do anything. I don't want your hands to be stained with blood. All right. His lips pressed against the top of her head and he gently inhaled the fragrance of her hair. He felt incomparably at ease and murmured to himself. No matter what happens, I will never give up on you. Shi Shujing, stay by my side forever. Sibo Hong fainted from anger and was bedridden for 3 whole days. Si Lan stayed by his bedside and took care of him meticulously. Why are you still staying here? Sibo Hong asked impatiently. Didn't I tell you to go to the company? There are so many things in the company, who's going to take care of it? I've already instructed them, don't worry. Si Lan said in a good mood. It's better for me to stay and take care of you. I don't need anyone to take care of me. If you leave, I'll be annoyed to see you. Why not? Your blood pressure is so high and you refuse to take any injections or medicine. If this drags on, there will be problems. What problems? My body is very good. Sibo Hong roared stubbornly. At most, it's just my life. What's there to be afraid of? Dad. Si Lan was helpless. Why don't you ask Wenshin to come back and see you? If he advises you, you might listen. Don't mention that vile spawn again. I only have a daughter and no son. If you say another word, I won't even have a daughter. Father and son are father and son. Our relationship can't be broken by fighting. Don't be so stubborn, okay? Ceylon spoke very softly. If this drags on, there will really be a big problem. You're still talking? You're deliberately trying to anger me to death. I'm saying this for your own good. Ceylon sighed. Don't be angry first. Can you calm down and listen to me? I know you're thinking for Wenshin's sake, but your methods are too extreme. His personality is as stubborn as yours. If you continue to pressure him like this, it will only cause his emotions to rebound, and he will only want Shi Shujing even more. If you really want to break them up, there are other ways. Sibo Hong wanted to say that he didn't have such a son, but he couldn't help but change his words. What way? There are actually still many conflicts between them. They might not be able to feel it when they first got together, but after a period of time, the problems will slowly surface. Maybe after living together for a long time, Wenshin will slowly realize that Shi Shujing isn't as good as he thinks. You know, it's always best if you can't get it. Once you get it, women are all the same. You're talking nonsense. He has already broken up with me for that woman. Do you think he's just playing around? Don't forget that there is still Qin Baiyuan between them. As far as I know, he has always wanted to win back Shi Shujing, and they have been married for 3 years. Do you think Wenshin really doesn't mind it at all? Sibo Hong was a little shaken. You mean, if I don't force him, he will slowly realize that he is not suitable for that woman? How long will it take? I don't know, but once the conflict appears, it will only get bigger and bigger. Later, we can think of other ways to aggravate the conflict. Take it slow, there will always be a way. If you keep pressuring him now, what if he gets angry and marries Shi Shujing? Won't it be more troublesome? Sibo Hong pondered for a moment. What you said is not unreasonable. So, instead of pushing Wenshin to her side, it is better for them to fight on their own. Which relationship has no conflict? With a little catalyst, it is very easy to break up. Let's wait and see first, take one step at a time. I will help you. At this moment, Sibo Hong felt that it was quite a gratifying thing to have a daughter like Ceylon. You help Wenshin wholeheartedly, of course I will not treat you badly. We are a family, there is no need to say such words. It was rare that Sibo Hong did not give her an unpleasant look, so Ceylon spared no effort to show her tenderness. Dad, in Wenshin's heart, maybe Shi Shujing is the most important, but in my heart, this family is the most important. I will not betray the Si family for anything. During the few days in the hospital, Si Wenshin had been staying in the hospital to accompany Shi Shujing. There were also bodyguards guarding the door of the ward. All the company's affairs were handled in the hospital. After a video conference, Si Wenshin heard Shi Shujing calling him from the bathroom. Wenshin, come here for a moment. He walked over. What's wrong? Shi Shujing was grabbing the nozzle awkwardly. His body was covered in water and his clothes were stuck. I'm not used to holding the nozzle with my left hand. Can you help me? Help you? Si Wenshin crossed his arms in front of his chest and looked at her calmly as he teased her. I suggested to help you yesterday, but you rejected me and said that you could do it yourself. I just wanted to wash my hair, but you insisted on bathing me. So. His smile deepened and his face was full of evil intentions. We have already bathed together. Which part of your body have I not seen, touched, and kissed? Now you say that you are shy and don't want me to bathe you. Don't you think it is pretentious? Shi Shujing bit her lip, feeling shy and angry. Bathing together and him helping her bathe were two completely different things, okay? Moreover, this was a hospital. She still felt a little strange. Just tell me, will you help me or not? Si Wenshin was unmoved. He raised one of his eyebrows and looked a little annoying. Is this the attitude you should have when asking for help? I beg you. Shi Shujing gave in without any backbone. I am wet. Wet? Where is it wet? You. It's fine if you don't help me. I will do it myself. Don't, baby. You are begging me with wet hair. How can I not help you? Si Wenshin walked forward and took the shampoo from her hands. Look, your clothes are wet. Why don't you take a bath? Otherwise you will catch a cold easily. Excuse? It is obvious that you have ulterior motives. Yes, I do have ulterior motives. Si Wenshin admitted it graciously. If a man has no ulterior motives towards the woman he likes, it means that he has lost interest in her. Are you sure that is a good thing? Shi Shujing glared at him coquettishly. In any case, whatever you say is right. Whatever you say is reasonable. That's right. The truth is in my hands. So in the future you have to do whatever I say. Got it. Shi Shujing sat on the stool with her head against the bathtub. Si Wenchen adjusted the water temperature just right. The warm water soaked her hair. Her hair was flowing down. It had not been dyed or permed, and it was incredibly smooth. It danced around Si Wenchen's fingers, stirring up his heart full of tenderness. He poured some shampoo, foamed it, and gently rubbed it on her hair. I haven't washed my hair for a few days. It's a little itchy. Can you help me massage it? Like this? How's the strength? He pressed her scalp with his fingers. It's very comfortable. If one day you are no longer a CEO, you can consider becoming a hairdresser. Although you are a little old, your skills are good and you have enough strength. There should be many people who will ask you to wash their hair. Is that so? I have better skills in other aspects. You should know that best. Shi Shujing was so comfortable that she closed her eyes. What skills? Techniques in bed. You're being a hooligan again. I'm just telling the truth. A sweet feeling crept into her heart and a smile unconsciously appeared on her face. She could not help but say, Wenchen, I love you. I love you too, baby. After the bath, Si Wenchen gently helped Shi Shujing dry her hair. As he wiped her hair, he looked at her pink and tender face and the hair that stuck to her cheeks. His breathing gradually became rapid and his eyes became deep. The two of them were very close to each other. Their breaths were intertwined and hot. Are you done? Shi Shujing opened her eyes and met a pair of fiery eyes. She was too familiar with that kind of light. Her little face instantly turned red. Chapter 205. Si Wenchen reached out and brushed aside the hair on her cheek. He gently kissed her shoulder. Baby, your skin is so good. It's as white as snow, smooth and delicate. I like it very much. I love everything about you so much that I can't stop. He praised her. His sweet words were like his body temperature, burning Shi Shujing's skin and seeping into her heart. Don't be like this. Wenchen, this is the hospital. I like you. I want to have you anywhere. Si Wenchen carried her and leaned her against the wall. Baby, you're so cute. I can't get enough of you. Si Wenchen pinched her chin and kissed her lips deeply. She could only cling on to him helplessly. After everything was over, Shi Shujing wrapped herself in the quilt and refused to come out. Si Wenchen sat by the bed and persuaded her for half an hour before pulling the quilt. Come out. You'll suffocate yourself like this. I don't want to. A muffled voice came from the quilt. So embarrassing. I won't talk to you anymore. What's so embarrassing? It's not like we've never bathed together before. But this is different. We're in the hospital. What's wrong with the hospital? There's only the two of us in the ward. When did you become so shy? Shi Shujing poked out half of her head and stared at him angrily. You're too much. You're acting like a hooligan. I won't talk to you anymore. How am I acting like a hooligan? Didn't you like it just now? Si Wenchen's eyes seemed to be filled with stars, shining brightly. If we're talking about acting like a hooligan, you also acted like a hooligan to me just now. And you acted very passionately. That's you, you're the one who used your charm. It proves that I'm attracted to you, isn't it? Si Wenchen pulled her out from the quilt and let her sit on his lap like an obedient baby. Her angry pout made him happy. He felt that no matter how much he loved her, it was not enough. He couldn't help but kiss her little face. My little baby, you're the cutest when you're angry. So you always make me angry on purpose, right? Of course not. Do I not love you enough? I'm willing to exchange the whole world for your happiness. You don't believe me? Shi Shujing's heart was filled with sweetness. It was just that girls were all awkward. The more he coaxed them, the more they liked to throw a tantrum. Anyway, you're just annoying, the most annoying. Fine, I hate it. You hit me? Si Wenchen grabbed her hand and patted his face. Shi Shujing hurriedly withdrew his hand. I was just kidding. Why did you really hit me? Feeling heartache. There was a hint of expectation in Si Wenchen's eyes. Of course. Shi Shujing wrapped his arms around his neck. You are the man I love the most. Of course my heart aches when I hit you. Since when do you know how to sweet talk? I learned it from you. She bit him on the lips and smiled sweetly. You seem to really like me, right? Seems like? You like it. Si Wenchen teased. Are you insulting me? I don't really like you. I just love you so much that it's in my bones. But why? I'm only average pretty, average figure, and average intelligence. But you're so outstanding. Why did you choose me? Si Wenchen smiled and flicked her forehead. Do all women in love like to ask this question? Shi Shujing nodded seriously. That's right. So, don't try to brush me off. I like your stubbornness and stupidity. The scene from 8 years ago flashed past Si Wenqin's mind. What are you thinking about? Shi Shujing cupped his face, trying to find out what was going on in his eyes. Nothing, I'm just thinking that this question is very boring. If I like you, then I like you. There's not so many whys. Anyway, to me there's only one you in this world. Since I've met you, I don't want to give up. Before I met you, I never thought about marriage. But after you, in this life, if the bride is not you, it will never be someone else. This is my love. The cast can be removed tomorrow. I want to go home to see my mother and stay at home for 2 days. Okay. I'll send you back to visit her officially. So soon. Since you and Qin Baiyuan are divorced, we also have plans to get married. Let's meet first to give her some psychological preparation. Moreover, I should apologize to her on behalf of my father. But I'm worried that my mother can't take it. You have to face it eventually. Didn't I say it before? From now on, I won't let you face it alone. Si Wenqin held her hand, their fingers intertwined. Looking at his sincere eyes, Shi Shujing felt a strong force and had the courage to nod. Okay. Let's face it together. The next day the two went home together. On the way, Si Wenqin bought a lot of nutrition products. When the caregiver opened the door and saw Si Wenqin, her eyes almost popped out of their sockets. Shi Shujing only smiled. Where's my mother? The caregiver kept staring at Si Wenqin, stammering. She just woke up and is about to eat porridge. Sorry to trouble you. She turned to look at Si Wenqin. Are you ready? The man's face was solemn. I've been waiting for you. Yan Zizhuang was lying on the bed reading a book. When she saw the two holding hands, she was stunned. You, why? Mom, let me formally introduce you. This is my boyfriend Si Wenqin. Si Wenqin? Andy, you can just call me Wenqin. Yan Zizhuang looked at Si Wenqin and then at Shi Shujing. She still felt that it was too fast. For a moment, she could not accept it and could only nod. Okay. The three of them were in the same room and the atmosphere was a little strange. Shi Shujing patted Si Wenqin's shoulder. Chat with my mother for a while. I'll go prepare dinner. Andy, do you want oranges? No need, don't rush. I have something to ask you. Si Wenqin's aura was too strong. Coupled with their complicated relationship as an elder, Yan Zizhuang felt a little uneasy in front of him. What are your plans with Shujing? We're already together and we're preparing to get married soon. Does your family agree? Whether they agree or not, I'll marry Shi Shujing. This was within Yan Zizhuang's expectations, but she could not hide her disappointment and worry. That's not good. You have to listen to the opinions of the elders. It's not good to go against your family for the sake of a relationship. Taking a step back, even if she marries, I'm afraid she won't have a good life. I'm a mother and I understand that feeling. I understand what you're saying, but I won't give up on Shi Shujing for anyone or anything. It's my fault that I didn't protect you previously, but I won't let the same thing happen again. Since I've decided to be with her, I'll give her a sense of security. Yan Zizhuang still did not agree. This isn't about security, it's about your family's approval. How can you two be happy like this? I understand your concerns. The reason why Shi Shujing and I didn't register our marriage privately is because of your consideration. I don't expect you to accept me immediately, but please give me time to prove that I'll give her the happiness I promised. Yan Zizhuang sighed. You've already decided, so it's useless for me to say anything else. However, I have more life experience than you. There are some things that I know you'll regret in the future, so I can't persuade you. I only have one request. Before your family agrees, don't marry Shi Shujing. Can you promise me that? If it was according to Si Wenqin's thoughts, he wanted to register his marriage with Shi Shujing immediately. The sooner the better. However, love meant that he had to think for her. He nodded. All right. Yan Zizhuang heaved a sigh of relief after getting his promise. I know that you're a charming man and you treat Shujing well. However, a relationship isn't just between two people. If you insist on doing things your own way, you might end up being deserted by your family. If you're really thinking for her own good, let your family approve of her and accept her. The weather was hot, and Shi Shujing didn't feel like cooking, so he cooked a pot of prawn porridge. Two long arms hugged her from behind and kissed her on the face. Her ears felt warm. Don't be like this, the nurse is still here. What are you cooking? Prawn porridge. Shi Shujing lowered the heat to simmer. The weather is hot and I don't think you have an appetite. Some porridge is good. You really know me. This is what I want to eat the most right now. Stop trying to coax me. I didn't buy the prawn but the nurse did. I'm just doing what I have. Si Wenxin bit her shoulder lightly. It seems that my flattery has gone too far. I failed. However, as long as it's made by you, I'll eat it. What did my mom say to you? Nothing much. You can imagine what she said. She didn't oppose us and she just hoped that my dad could accept you. I've always been successful with women, so how could your mom not like me? She just doesn't say it, but she must be very satisfied with me. Where did you get your confidence from? My face. After joking for a while, Shi Shujing's gloominess finally dissipated a little. Anyone who knows you will like you very much, including my mother. Yeah. She's the closest person to you, and I'll treat her as my family. Since we're together, she's not just your responsibility but mine. I'll take care of her with you. Thank you, Wenxin. Shi Shujing leaned on his shoulder and hugged him quietly. Feeling his steady heartbeat and body temperature, she felt at ease. Gao Zhuqing had submitted her resume to all the magazines in Flozen City within a week, but it seemed that she was suddenly banned from the industry. There was no response at all. Otherwise, with her qualifications, even the biggest magazines would have contacted her immediately. Seeing that she couldn't even afford to eat, she could only return to her old profession, jewelry design. This was her last hope before she completely lost hope. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.